Welcome to Super Chevy Bros podcast. This is your host Chavar, joined by your other host Chaval. How's it going, Pico?
It's going good. It's going good. Been doing a lot of nothing, playing a lot of video games, still staying inside, trying not to get burned and looted, and all that good shit. But yeah, no, it's been good.
Trying not to get looted.
Yes, and burned alive.
What does that mean?
That's what
not
Fox
to get looted.
News told me. If I go outside, I'll get looted. They'll do it. They will do it. It's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, how about you? What you been up to? I mean, something happened today, right? What was it? The PlayStation thing. Yeah. That's all. That's basically all I was looking forward to all day. I was basically just like waiting for that to happen. And then I realized it happened at 3 p.m.
Stop beating your desk. You got to stop
Not beating my desk. I put my phone down. I'll beat it again. No. Okay. But, yeah, no. Mainly, I was just waiting for the PlayStation thing today, which we'll talk about that later. But I've been playing I'm playing mostly Spider-Man DLC. That's mostly what I'm playing the past week.
Still haven't finished that?
No, because I like to enjoy my time. I like to play for 8 hours straight, which is funny because I did finish one of the DLCs in one sitting. It only took like 2 or 3 hours, if even that.
I think they're all finishable in 1 or 2 sittings.
Well, the second one was shorter than the first one. And the third one is longer than both of them because it has a lot more side quests and it has more missions so far already. So I would say the third one is definitely longer. They're all pretty good. I am glad I took a break in between playing the main game and doing this, though. I think this is good timing because the next Spider-Man's coming out this holiday. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up so that I can just play it when it comes out. But, yeah, just that and Mortal Kombat. I still haven't played the story yet. But I need to actually get on that.
Still haven't played it yet? Jeez.
Nope, still haven't played the story yet.
What are you doing?
Fucking around fighting people too much. It's fun. People suck
online. What are you doing? What's your online win-loss record? Because you can't beat me.
I don't know what it is. I don't really pay attention. I just hop in there and start beating people up.
Yeah. We got to see it to
Okay, what's your record off the top of your head then?
Me?
Yeah.
I win something like 75% of my matches.
That's not the win-loss record. Anybody can say that, dude, off the top of their head.
Well, the win-loss record changes every time a new combat league comes out.
Okay.
It switches up. What I can tell you is I'm in the top, what was it, 30 or 28% of players. That's good enough for me. Good enough for me, bro.
It's all right. It's okay. That's like
when I win, I destroy fools. You should look at my match results at the end. It's just sad for whoever else I'm playing. They don't know how to play the game.
Yeah, listen. That's not impressive then. If they don't know how to play the game.
Well, nobody knows how to play any game when they're sat next to me. Only few people can sit next to me and do well at anything. Not just video games.
I clearly one of those people because I remember days in the past when you would break controllers playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So don't.
You know Superman, right? And you know Clark Kent. You know how Clark Kent's like
they're two different people.
He's like a little puss bag, right? Around everybody else, but when it's time to go Superman, he goes Superman. He hit that phone booth, takes it all off, and that's me when I played Game Was It You when you were a child. All right,
sure.
I was Clark Kent. I was pretending I needed my glasses.
Is that why you got so furious that you broke one of our controllers?
It was all an act.
It was all an act.
Okay.
All right.
It was all an act. I'm telling you, it was all an act. Now, I knew a guy in high school who was so good. No, like sometimes you run into these people who are ridiculously good at what they do.
You had that one friend that was really good at Halo, right? He was like stupid good.
Timothy. He's so good. I remembered his name. I don't remember anyone's name from high school, but I remember Timothy Crabtree.
Yeah,
it's gotta be the best Halo player I've ever played with.
And it was disgusting. I hated playing against him.
It wasn't even fun. It wasn't even fun because he'd see you if you popped up on his screen. 1-2 shots, and I'm not talking like he does a BR battle rifle, shoot you twice, boom boom. 2 shots, gone, right? But that's how battle rifle works. He would sit on top of a warthog while someone drove him around the map as fast and hidden all the rock, and he'd just kill everyone. He'd end every match, every
Those
kill.
Those are the days.
He'd never die. And it's like, all right, so this is what it's like to actually be good at a game.
Well, that's not even just good. That's like I don't even think the developers intended for anybody to be that good at the game. Like this,
I mean,
because it wasn't even fun. Like it would be like 2-on-1, and then he'd be like a ghost, and you just die, and you're like, okay, cool. I guess I know where he is. Not really.
Timothy Crabtree was like a log of a child. He was kind of tall. He was really thick, stocky. Kind of looks like what's the guy who
Called
plays?
that boy thick.
He was thick. Well, he looks like what's the guy who plays Marvel shoot gun in space?
Shoot gun in space.
I'm sure I can say that.
Oh,
You
the
know what I'm
guy who's
talking
in
about.
the gay the homosexual what's it called conversion therapy Christianity dude Chris Pratt, right? Chris Pratt.
Sure. Yeah, Chris Pratt.
He was also in Parks and Rec. Yeah.
He's also in Parks and Rec. Apparently, he believes in conversion therapy, but so does everybody who eats Chick-fil-A. So,
Basically.
what are you gonna do?
It's the world we live in.
Yeah. So Timothy Crabtree looked like that dude, except he was a little grosser. He had like 7 brothers and sisters, and he was the oldest one, and he was like 16, which should tell you he had a lot of kids in that house. And he'd wear like the same coat to school every day and like not wash it. He'd wear the shirt because we had uniforms, right? So he'd wear the shirt, he'd go to football practice and just wear that shirt under his pads and then come back to school the next day. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, no.
I mean,
hey man, people live different, man.
Guy. He's a cool guy, but I probably shouldn't say his whole name. Fuck it, it's done. He's
I heard him say the N-word one time. I don't like him.
I'm sure he did. I mean, I don't know if he did. I'm not gonna. But if I had to bet money,
it's
right?
It's not 50-50 chance. It's like a 95-5 chance.
Maybe. Anyway, he was really good at Halo.
Yeah, no, he was nuts. So, he was a lot.
Yeah, what he is to Halo is what I am to everything else in life but Halo. I can't do that in Halo.
Everything else in life?
Yep. I mean, name something.
Murder?
Yes, I'm good at it. Guess how many people I've killed?
Drunk driving.
I'm very good at drunk driving.
Selling drugs?
Only a few times, but I
smoking crack.
I'm clean. Look at me. What do you mean? I did it all, and I'm doing it all. There are some things I haven't done, but I'm still
crack in Japan.
The point of it is I'll do it better than you. There's lots of crack in Japan. Just walk on a train and look at any dude in there, and his pants are probably down to his cheeks, past his cheeks. Lots of crack in Japan.
Yeah. No, Japan is yeah, no. But yeah, no, I've been kind of bullshitting. I just want my PS5 now that I know it exists and it has good things on it that aren't a bunch of Assassin's Creed games and bullshit. But yeah, no. I'm just trying to finish some fucking games because I feel like I don't want to have to wait to like try to put my save data on my fucking PS5 for my PS4. I feel like this is going to be a pain anyway. Well, never mind. Cloud saves. Never mind. It won't be that big of a deal.
It'll be fine. I am worried about moving some stuff over because I have a PlayStation 5, 4. It's a PlayStation 4. Her name is Yuki. And she still has PT on her. And I don't want to lose PT.
Well, no. Then just leave that on the console.
But then it's basically gone if I just leave it there. I got to move it to the PlayStation 5.
No, you can't move it. Shivar, you can't move it to... Wait. Didn't you move... Did you move that from your old PS4?
Yes.
How the fuck did you... No, okay. Well, Shivar, when it comes out, do you even think it'll work with the PS5? Like, do you think they'll even have a thing with it that'll even be able to... I don't even think they'll be able to recognize what PT is.
Why wouldn't it recognize it? Because it's not on the shop?
Because developers have to get their games optimized for PS5 by a certain date. This game doesn't even fucking exist. It's not even a real thing anymore.
Getting a game optimized for PS5 and having backwards compatibility for something is different.
Shamar, I don't think they're going to have backwards compatibility for a demo. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think it's going to work. It's a
The most
demo,
popular
dude.
demo of the generation. You never know.
Shavar, they didn't give a shit when they took it off the store.
You never know.
It's never happening. They already made their Norman Reedus game, and guess what? They're making a sequel to it too. So that's well, they're not making it. It's made already, apparently.
What's made?
The sequel to Death Stranding. Did you watch the PS5 thing?
No, I
Did you
didn't
not
watch.
catch that? Yeah, no. I'm surprised you didn't catch that. Well, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, there's a
Sequel
sequel.
to Death Stranding. I didn't see
Yes,
anything
you didn't
about it.
catch that at all. It's not called Death Stranding 2. It's called like I wrote it down in my notes. Yeah, it's a Kojima game and everything. They just didn't say it, but it's definitely a sequel to Death Stranding because it's the baby grown up. The little
The baby
girl. Remember the
girls.
trailer with the cat, the cat that was like you could see through it, and the guy broke through the ceiling, and they ended up on the moon at the end of the trailer. That's a sequel to Death
What?
Stranding. Were you
When did
not?
this happen?
Did
I
you
was
not watch
watching.
the conference? What the fuck are you talking about,
Was I watching a different conference?
Shvar? It was like towards the end of the conference.
Don't
Death
remember
Stranding
seeing
sequel.
that.
It's called Pragmata. It comes out 2022. It's definitely the sequel to Death Stranding. Look, I'll show you on the fucking screen. Like, it's probably gonna say Death Stranding sequel when I Google it. Like, you don't remember this trailer with the little girl with the cat?
I'm looking at it. You're showing me this choppy thing on the screen. I don't know what this is supposed to
Okay,
be.
but you should be able to remember what this is, even from the choppiness, dude. This is
Okay,
one
I
of the
see
weirdest trailers.
PlayStation. I see people in the. I kind of remember a guy with the mask.
Were you even
Um,
watching the conference?
yeah, I was
Are
watching.
you even a Kojima fan? This was like obviously a Kojima thing too. Like all the characters move like it. It's the same art style. It's obviously the kid from Death Stranding. They're just
I mean,
calling it something
I didn't
different.
really play Death Stranding, so how would I know
There's a
that? Did you
baby,
play Death
dude. Did
Stranding?
you not watch the trailers? It's about a dude and a baby, and a guy carries a bunch of shit.
Okay, but you don't see a fucking baby and then see a
Oh my
thing with
gosh, Shamar,
with a
Norman Reedus is at
child.
the end of the trailer. He says, "Oh, we're on the moon now," and then it says coming 2022. Like, dog.
Bruh, I don't even know what that is. I think you watched something else. I think we watched two different things. I don't know what that is. I'm just telling you. That thing you just showed me on the moon, I thought that was Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know what that is.
Okay, this is definitely you're weird. I can't believe you don't did you even take notes?
No, I didn't
Oh
take
my
notes.
god, then what are we even doing? Okay,
I
anyway,
was I
just
was working,
go to the
boy.
first topic. You couldn't have something on the background and take notes, you was on the phone the whole time?
Bruh,
Oh
I
my
was
god.
working.
Let's go. No, let's start. Oh my god. I'm gonna
I'm a
have to lead
working.
this whole discussion. You didn't even know one of the biggest games they announced today.
I mean, I did see some of it.
Why did you make me wait? Why did we wait a day to do this if you didn't know what was gonna happen? You didn't even watch it. It was like an hour. It wasn't even that long. You could have watched it after you got done with work.
Gotta watch what? Nah, I can't
The
watch
whole
that.
conference. It was an hour and 10 minutes.
There's no time, bruh. I'm telling you.
Oh my god! Can we? Did you do the news sound? Is that what you did?
Did you hear it?
I mean, I heard like a version of it. All right. So the first item, itch.io or itch.io, however you want to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's itch.io. They have this really cool bundle happening. As you can see from the screen, they've reached their goal already. But it's about 1,500 something games. Well, no, now it's 1,637 games. They keep
Okay, but
adding games.
what are the good games here?
Right. Okay. So I'll get to that in a second, but let me finish. So the bundles for racial justice and inequality. So if you've been paying attention or looked at the TV screen the past week, you've probably seen all the stuff with George Floyd, police brutality. There's a lot of protests going on. People want changes to the system, et cetera, et cetera. So this is contributing their funds to the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund and the Community Bail Fund, and they're splitting it 50-50. They had a goal of $5 million. They reached that quite a bit ago. And yeah, so the bundle comes with 1,637 fucking games
What's
for
today, June
$5.
11th?
Huh?
What's today? June 11th?
Yes, today is June 11th. And the sale ends pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. But
I can't wait until 2 days when a whole bunch of white people are trying to tell me about Juneteenth. It's gonna be hilarious.
oh no, well Trump's doing his speech on Juneteenth in
Yeah, I'm sure.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, he picked the greatest place in the world to do that speech. Anyway, there are some really good games in this bundle. They added some more recently. One of the ones they added recently, I'm pretty sure, was Celeste. If you haven't played Celeste, it's a hardcore like platformer, like super hard, but it's really good and worth it. I bought it on Switch about a year ago and I played it. It's really good. There's also Night in the Woods, which is like a really popular indie game that came out a couple years ago. Critics couldn't stop talking about it a couple years ago, and it looked pretty fun. There's also Overland, which is a procedurally generated post-apocalyptic game, which I heard is pretty good as well. For the most part, though, there are like, if you want to know like the best games in this bunch are, there are plenty of articles that tell you straight up what are the best games. I just told you basically the top three, and A Short Hike is supposed to be also really good. It's on the screen right now. But yeah, it's 1,637 games. You don't have to download them all at the same time. But that's a $9,000 value, I think, something stupid like that. But yeah, I just suggest if you just want to waste a lot of time playing games, and there's also a couple of these games you haven't played before, and you want to get them for like literally dirt cheap, because Celeste is super good. I bought it for like $15, and I think it was worth. I think it was cost like 20 or something, and I bought it for like 10 or 15. It was worth every penny. But yeah, a lot of fucking games. My only thing about this is that like I wonder how much of this stuff is gonna get lost in here. Like, I don't know. It's almost like overkill, you know.
I mean, they're raising money, and I guess it's a good deal. It's a lot of games. The only time I ever hear itch.io, or how I would call it, itch.io, the tasties, is that it's just trash games. I see a lot of trash games there. I mean, I'm sure there are fine games as well, but it's like,
oh, for sure, yeah.
It's like, yeah, a smaller Steam. I mean, I guess I'll get it. What's in there? I see that game called Gnog. That looks like a game.
Hey, like I said, I think it's worth it just for Celeste and Night in the Woods alone. Like, I really wouldn't blame anybody if they bought this and did not play most of the games and then like occasionally went back to go just like if you're bored one day and you're like, fuck it, let me go. It's like when you used to go back on those old Flash game sites. I feel like you would just have that, but on your fucking computer, because you just have access to all of these games. But yeah, I wouldn't expect all of these to be good at all. I mean, I'm sure some of these are really, really brief or really simple, or carbon copies of other games.
I'm looking at they most of these, except for Three Lesbians in a Barrel. Most of these look somewhat familiar.
Hey, there's a furry game in the PS5 convention today too.
Mm-hmm.
There was. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. You're right. It's like a Steam type thing. I mean, I think it's cool because it's a good cause, and I mean, I don't know how else you can beat, unless you give them away for free. I don't think you can really beat that many fucking games for $5. I mean, I wouldn't wait too long. It has been cool though because I haven't bought it yet. I was waiting because I knew they were gonna add more stuff.
It only lasts 4 more days from June 11th, which is now. So
yeah. So if you're waiting, just go get it. I mean, it's almost 2,000 games. Like, just
what? I should check the Discord for people who maybe. Nope, no one's there again.
Yeah, no, but I just thought this was really cool. They've already reached their goal, but I don't think that really matters. Help them reach more than their goal. You can buy all of them for $5, but you always have the option to give more. So, yeah, no, I just thought that was a cool thing. So check that out. Get an eye on that. Let us know if any of those games are good that we didn't talk about. So, if we have, because let's be real, everybody who buys these games, they're not going to look through all of them. We don't know what all of them are called. So if you're trudging through this 1,600 games, then tell us what you see that's good, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good deal.
Round 2. Fight.
All right. Which one is this one? Is this the Nintendo one?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, I really wanted to use this to show off how bad The Outer Worlds looks on Nintendo Switch. That's what I'm using the visual element for. And don't worry if it's choppy.
On Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, so they put the Outer Worlds on Nintendo Switch a week or two ago, and it looks fucking awful. It is low res as shit. Half the stuff doesn't even render correctly. It looks really fucking bad. I'm gonna skip further ahead in this video, but yeah. So what the real story is behind this, though, is that 140,000 extra Nintendo accounts are breached, and they also started sending messages out to people to say, "Hey, guess what? Change your password because you think your shit might have been breached." So this is just a warning. Anybody out there, if you have a Nintendo account, check your email, check your account, see if anybody robbed you, or see if Nintendo warned you. I mean, how does this shit keep happening? Like, is this even like what is this type of shit? Because I mean, this used to happen in Sony all the time, like when PS3 was out.
That's the thing, though. I don't really blame Nintendo or Sony or any. I mean, they are to blame because it's their thing to make sure it works well. But at the same time, you have millions of people on there. They're all, so many of them using horrible passwords. And we don't know how they were breached, right? Breached can mean anything. Somebody, you know what I mean? They could have gotten the passwords from something else, linked it, and had, there's no way to tell. I mean, this is gonna happen.
From what we heard last time, well, no, there actually is. They found the back door last time, and it seems like it's the same thing this time. It's actually because Nintendo is really stupid. So this is a larger point. So Nintendo has redone their online system like 3 times in the past few console cycles. They keep redoing it over and over. It's not like Xbox Live or PlayStation Network where they just like move on and make it bigger and like keep it going. So since the Wii U, since the Wii, and since the 3DS, and since the Switch, they've like shifted shit around a lot. So what it is that now they're finding access to people's old Nintendo accounts and using it to access their new ones. So it's a backdoor that's found through the fact that it's an old system nobody's fucking using anymore because they made everybody migrate their shit over if they have a Switch or something. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know because they've redone Nintendo Online multiple times since the Wii. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's just another Nintendo is behind on the times type shit, but who knows?
Well, I mean, not a surprise. And this is going to happen again, especially with these new consoles coming out. Boom, bunch of logins going to get stolen.
Oh, yeah.
Change your passwords, people.
Change your passwords. I mean, it's also funny because, I mean, people always think that their systems and stuff are invincible and that, nobody can get into their shit. It reminds me of the Simply Safe guy. Remember when the Simply Safe guy put like his social security on a billboard and he was like, try to steal my identity.
And they did.
They fucking stole they stole his identity like 13 times. So, I mean, don't always think you're safe. Tech people always tell us to change our passwords once every few months or something. Nobody ever does that. So just
every day. Change it every day.
I mean, if that's what you feel like, that's what you do. Just add like another number every time you change
it. Change it every day. That's what I do.
Yeah. Do you see this shit though? This looks like Fallout 3. This shit looks bad.
But it's on the Switch. I mean, what do you expect, really?
Well, because you have other things like The Witcher that translated pretty well. Like everything's well detailed for the most part. They did a good job porting it. And then there's a Digital Foundry video. I'm trying to find it, but you can see it here. Like the background looks awful. You can't even render it past a certain distance. The trees and shit look 2D until you walk right up to them. There are signs you can't even read because the game didn't render them correctly. It's just a bunch of weird stuff, and it's almost like why port the game over almost? Because it's if it looks that bad, then you can't even read a sign.
Yeah, well. It's the Switch. I mean, look, I know I bash on the Switch a lot, but I don't know who they thought they were going to fool putting this one on the Switch. And
look at that shit. Jesus.
It looks really bad.
Yeah.
But really, I doubt many people who want to play this game are going to buy it on the Switch. Most Switch users probably have another console. And kids, this isn't a game for kids, right?
No. It's like imagine Fallout New Vegas in space with less combat and more speech.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah. So don't pick that up. If you pick up Outer Worlds, don't pick it up on Switch. That is, you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot.
Right. I tried to type in funeral, typed in funeral.
Fubro? It's the same thing.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can believe it. It's the same thing.
Well, last week we had a poll to destroy one of our buttons.
Oh no.
Some of the buttons got one vote, like button number 1. He survived. Some buttons got more votes, like button number 2, but he survived too. The button that does not survive is the next button coming up. So for one last time, we're going to listen to number 3.
Thank God. Beautiful. It's gone forever. That's perfect. That's perfect. So actually, do you want to talk about this one? Did you get a chance to look at this shit?
Well, we got to listen to our new 3. We can't just.
Do we have a new 3? Fuck yeah.
What do you mean? Do we have a new 3?
I thought we just had one of us yell it.
Huh?
I thought one of us would just yell it or something.
Fuck no. It's time for the new. Ooh, what is that? That's not a sound. Time for the new number 3.
Now multiply from 10 backwards. 3 times 10 is 30. Going 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 1. What is it? 3! Yeah, that's a magic number.
So
you found the longest one you can find, right?
Well, I thought that was a thing, right? If you don't like it to be loud, it's people tell me that the first number 3 was too loud. So this one is too loud.
I thought that was the last time you'd hear it, bro. Don't do that.
Well, that was the last time. So I got one that was instead of loud, long.
So you said...
Now multiply from 10 backwards.
Isn't that how this works?
No! No, that's like somebody saying like, I don't want to be stabbed. You're like, oh, so you would want to be shot instead. No, they don't want to be stabbed.
Oh, so, okay, hold on. So the first one was too loud.
It's still going.
To fix that.
It's still going.
And to fix that, instead of making it longer, I should do what?
Pick a sound that doesn't kill all of us.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it sounded like it. I don't know. Longer. You want it longer? You want it louder? It's got to be one.
It's got to be louder longer.
Anyway, number 3. What's number 3?
The Last of Us accessibility features.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did you read about this one at all?
I read a little bit about it.
All right, yeah, but basically, so Last of Us 2 comes out next week. We will talk about it. We're gonna play it. We're gonna pre-order it and all that stuff. We're gonna play it as soon as it comes out. But earlier in the past week or so, Naughty Dog revealed some of the accessibility features they have for the game. So I'm about to show off one of them, but there are things like, you know, they show you where the enemies are, basically. I mean, you know, when you think accessibility features, there's things like, you know, there's color-coded things, there's colorblind options, there's, you know, easier to hear sounds, there's audio descriptions instead. As they're showing in the video right now, there's things that highlight, like, who's the enemy and who's the, you know, teammate and what things you can pick up for people who are, like, visually disabled. But there's also things in there... Impaired and disabled.
If you're visually disabled, you can't play.
I mean, heck, you never know. So
I do know.
There are some other things as well that are in the article. There's an article if you click through. If you look up Last of Us 2 accessibility and you go to Game Inform article, or you can find the PlayStation blog, they describe it better. But basically, there are also just things that make the game easier. Like, they take away, like, for instance, you have infinite breath and water, or you can skip puzzles, or it'll have enemies be easier, encounters will be easier, or you can just skip certain sections of the game if you want to. So, I mean, I just thought it was kind of weird because, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like when I try to play or beat a game, like, I know what I'm in for.
Okay, thank you.
Like,
I know the food's ready.
oh my god.
I know the food's ready.
How did you know?
Because it's about time that it's ready. What do you mean? How to start? That was your mother.
So basically, yeah, no, I just thought it was interesting. There are a lot of things in that make the game easier rather than just accessible. Because I mean, like, to me, that kind of splits the difference on what's accessible or not. Because
I mean,
I kind of-
accessibility is usually translated as easier.
well, that's not. Okay, listen, colorblind mode for me is an accessibility option. It does not make the game easier.
I said usually.
Yes, no, but I don't. I disagree. Is what I'm saying. I feel like that's not usually when you go to accessibility options in most games. It is not, easy mode or take this away from the game. It's usually colorblind mode, audio description mode, or some of the other features are in this game where they just turn people red and blue, so it's easier for you to see shit. Like, that's no. The accessibility options are for people with disabilities, like, usually. So, like, I don't know. I feel like things like taking puzzles out of the game, like, is that an accessibility option or is it a difficulty option? Like, that's not like the same thing.
I think it's both. I mean, because some people are not good at puzzles to the point where they get to puzzles in games and they're like, oh, this is stupid. Puzzles are stupid. When puzzles aren't stupid, just people aren't good at puzzles. Because, like, there are very few games you can put me in front of and I don't like the puzzles, but some people, they're just not good at puzzles. I mean, they don't want to maybe admit it, but they're just not good at puzzles.
They don't play video games, dog.
Well, that's the you don't want people just to not play video games.
But
the
there's
whole game outside of the
difference.
puzzle.
Okay, but I feel like there's a difference between it is literally hard for me to see shit in the game and damn, this puzzle too hard. Like, if puzzle too hard, then bitch, go watch a Let's Play. Like,
I mean, here's the thing. If people are playing a game, right? I know gamers have pride in being good at what they do or beating a thing, and like, I beat this and you didn't beat that. But at the end of the day, it's just enjoying an experience. And yeah, maybe someone else enjoys it differently or doesn't enjoy certain parts or isn't good enough to enjoy certain parts. That's fine. But if they want to get through the thing, if they're playing Last of Us and they just can't get past this puzzle or they just can't sneak past them, whether it's because they got 2 fingers or they just don't have the mental patience to get through it, I think it's fine. I mean, you don't have, the thing is, everyone has a choice. It'd be different if that's the only way to play. It'd be different.
Yeah, no. Yeah, of course.
So, I think it's fine. I don't really care if everybody plays with blue and red people or you can stand still and get by it. That's just how you want to play. That's how you want to play it. Now, if we're talking about some, I don't know, you can talk about the experience being different because you don't do puzzles or you don't do things, but games stop being about whether you can beat them or not a long time ago. Like, and those games don't exist as much as they did before. I mean,
wait,
you only have
but if you said whether or not you beat them or not doesn't matter.
No. But there used to be games where you beating them was the kind of like, it's a badge, like Dark Souls, like Devil May Cry's, like Castlevania's. The whole, like, kind of part of the souls of those games is that they're so hard, they're so difficult, and like beating them says something about you as a player. Today, there aren't that many games like that. I mean, yeah, you have Souls games, kind of, but most games, they're made for you to beat anyway. They're not made to stop you from beating them or get in the way of you beating them. I mean, yeah, they have other difficulties and stuff, but the normal way to play is usually pretty easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though, if the normal way to play is pretty easy, then I don't know. I feel like those things should be separate. I feel like difficulty options and accessibility options are two different things. Like let's say you're right. Like if you straight up your fingers, there's not an accessible controller for PlayStation 4. You literally only have 4 fingers and you can't get past the section, right? I still think that should be in the difficulty section. Like, yeah, like if it's like skip puzzles, like, yeah, do that if you need to do it. Like, that's fine. It's totally. I'm not saying people who use these options are like, you can't use these options, or like, I'm not one of those stupid people. If you basically want to put the game on a track where you can just push your character forward and click R1 every once in a while, that is all your own fucking like, deal or whatever. But, I just feel like there's a distinction. I feel like there's a distinction between skipping entire sections, or I keep dying on this part and I literally can't get past this part because the controller doesn't work for my hands, or I literally can't see what's going on.
You don't think difficulty in and of itself in a game is an accessibility option? I think it is.
Okay, no, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Because I think, if you have, I think people look at accessibility options as just this thing for disabled or mentally handicapped or something people, but it means what the word means, making it more accessible to different kinds of.
No, that's true.
When children play games, they need to maybe play it on easier difficulty. If you're not as skilled at playing these, or you're new to video games or something, maybe, that is accessibility. Difficulty in a game is a barrier to you enjoying it and getting through it. I think those, I don't care what menu option they are in, but they're essentially the same thing to me. It's exact same thing. There's a difference between bad systems and good systems and helpful systems. I think it's fine if you can skip stuff.
Okay.
I think it is accessibility. If, being able to skip a puzzle, if you have some kid who's like 26 years old, but he's got the mind of a 12-year-old and he can't see out of his left eye, maybe he needs to skip puzzles.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. No, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Or maybe you just got, there are a whole bunch of old people these days jumping on Twitch and stuff because they need something else to do. Maybe they need the easy mode. Maybe they need to be able to sit still because they're not used to analogs. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we'll compromise. How about within the accessibility options? This shit's for the difficulty. This shit's if you can't, if it's straight up, we need to like change the way the game looks or sounds. Like,
but it's difficulty too, isn't it? Think about it. Doesn't changing the friendlies to blue, the enemies to red, lower the difficulty for everyone?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
Because simplifying the game visually, that's like saying like, okay, let's make all the maps on Call of Duty gray and your entire enemy team is red and blue.
But that does make it easier to identify enemies.
Personally, as somebody who, I don't think so. Not for me personally. I do not think so. That makes it easier.
I don't see a situation where making your enemies bright red and your friends bright blue doesn't at all make it more.
Well, that's like saying that like Call of Duty is harder to play than Halo because the teams aren't two distinct colors. Like, I feel like at that point you're getting into the weeds. Like, no, that's not the same thing.
But
changing the game purely visually, like because someone cannot see it, like that is different than I need to skip this puzzle because yes, I may not be able to see the puzzle, but also like I may not have any disabilities and I just don't like playing this. Like that is too. I feel like that is. Putting colorblind mode on for me is not the same as putting colorblind mode on for somebody who isn't colorblind. It's not the same thing. It doesn't.
Yeah, but that's colorblind. That's colorblind mode.
I feel like you're getting into subjective territory at this point.
No,
I do not believe.
Hold on. You can't tell me that two different units of people wearing uniforms doesn't help you identify something. It makes it easier. And if you make them glow, that makes it easy. It does. Not all accessibility options are difficulty things. right? Like the colorblind thing, because people see colors differently. For some people, it's going to make it easier. For some people, it does nothing.
That's what I just said.
But then the only option that would be there in your options of accessibility but not difficulty would be colorblindness.
No, it wouldn't be. No, that is completely false. Because in difficulty, there would be things like unlimited breathing, skip puzzles, enemies die easier, you have unlimited health. Okay. That's a difficulty thing, right?
Okay, but
accessibility would be colorblind options, audio descriptions for what characters are doing, things that highlight and tip you off, like I've showed in the video before this one that was on before, literally tip you off exactly where enemies are because you can't see them. Okay, that is a different thing. I get what you're saying. If somebody whose eyes worked, how we expect them to work, right? If they use that red and blue option, I get it. To you, yeah, that would help them play the game easier, but that's not, I don't feel like that's the same. That is not the same thing. I feel like when you get down to straight up like mechanics of the game, like making them easier for people, that's difficulty. But when it's literally just, it's the same game, but we made this person red and this person blue, or we highlighted these items because it's a little harder for you to see them. I feel like that's an accessibility option, is rather than unlimited breath, unlimited ammo, enemies die quicker, you can't die, there are no insta deaths, you can breathe unlimited. Like, I feel like those are completely different things.
Yeah, but I get,
like I said, they're both no, and they're all accessibility options, but I feel like they're all accessibility options, but not all of them are disability options. Like, I feel like that's like a big thing. Like, I don't agree.
Well, I don't see how you can make the argument that any accessibility option is not. I mean, very few of them you can say don't change the difficulty, like colorblind stuff. But just about everything else, accessibility and difficulty match. If it makes it easier, it also makes it more accessible. It's just not narrowing it down to people who have disabilities. I mean, if you're highlighting an item, highlighting items makes it easy for everyone to see the items, especially in a game that's dark and you use a flashlight. That's everybody.
That's not okay. I don't have. I mean, I'm watching this gameplay, and they don't have. This is a gameplay without the accessibility options on. All I can say is that if the enemies are red and blue for me, it wouldn't make the game any easier. And that.
So you don't think
when I played the original Shamar, there's not even like, oh, things are glowing and you can't see them. When you walk up to the items in the regular Last of Us or Last of Us 2, the shit got a circle on it. So
yeah, I get that. Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you're in an area in the game where it's dark and there are enemies lurking around wearing all gray, you don't think that if those enemies were highlighted that you'd be able to do that better or see them easier?
No, because then if that's the case, then brightness is also an accessibility feature.
It is.
Oh my fucking god.
It is. How many times do people play these scary games and they kick the brightness up so they can see what's going on? It changes the difficulty and it changes accessibility. Some people can't see. I get what you're saying, but it's kind of like accessibility and difficulty are really the same things. We really have only a few situations where something can be.
But you've even admitted that those situations are different. Like, that's a completely different thing.
Very few are different. Most of them are all the same. If you're talking about brightness and highlighting things, it makes it easy for everybody. It's all accessible.
Okay. You can get the soft see from the game right now, right? There's already a system that highlights motherfuckers. Like, that's a thing in Last of Us, right? Yeah. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like I don't know. Let's agree to disagree. I just don't think that's. I feel like there's a big distinction. I don't think it's like muddy ground that much. I feel like, yes, they're all accessibility options, but not all of them are difficulty options. Like, it like just straight up. Like, even if only 3 or 4 of them, like you're saying, would be in disability options, it's still a completely different thing. Because I'm sorry, listen, a motherfucker describing me what's going on the screen to me is not going to help me, but it's going to help somebody.
Yeah, but I think
what's going on the screen.
I just think you're making an argument and then you're picking examples that don't have anything to touch on your argument.
What do you mean? They have exactly a touch on my argument. They're things that make the game easier. They make the things more accessible for people that have disabilities. That's what I'm saying. They're two different things. There are things that fit in both categories. There are things that don't fit in either category, and that's why there should be accessibility for difficulty and then accessibility for disabilities. Like, if that's the case, then like I just don't feel like easy mode. Easy mode is, yes, it's for difficulty and it's an accessibility option. It is not an option for disabilities. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not, because they're
okay. What?
No,
okay,
it's not. It's not. I don't feel like that.
Why do we have options for disabilities in the first place?
Because there are people with disabilities who want to play games, and it makes it easier for them to play games because the games weren't designed for them. The games weren't designed for whatever disability.
But what are we saying? Are we just giving them a controller and they touch a controller and run around the fingers and then that's it? Or are we saying that they become more successful in actually doing what the game's asking you to do? They get better. They can actually play the game. It's like the Xbox disability controller. They can actually. Okay, so if somebody changes the difficulty from normal to easy, doesn't that essentially do exactly the same thing?
No.
Why?
Because that's not.
It does not.
It's not the same thing.
Making a game from normal to easy does not.
Well, here's the thing: you can get better at a game. You can't get better at your disability. That's bullshit. Like I just don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, but somebody with a disability can get better at.
Sure. Listen, I'm saying this. There are people with disabilities. Yes, they need to lower the difficulty. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying there's a difference between a person who can't play this game, has nothing to do with their disabilities. There are people with disabilities who can play the shit out of these games and ain't got nothing to do with their disability. But the game's too fucking hard for them, and they choose to make it easy. Great, right? That's cool for that person with disability. If you don't have a disability and you need to change the game to easy because you fucking suck at the game, you have the option to get better at the fucking game. If somebody has a visual disability or an audio disability, they don't have the option 99% of the time of making that thing better. Like, that's not the same thing. Like, oh shit, I'm not good at the swimming sections. Let me turn on the unlimited swimming. Okay, I can get better at them. It's not the same thing as I can't fucking see what's going on in these water sections, so I need to turn this off real quick. Like, that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Okay, what about... now, bear with me here, because we're in a little philosophical talk here. What about super abilities?
All right, let's go to the next topic. I'm not fucking with you.
Hold on. Because I
now you just fucking around.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Anybody listening to this right now can tell you just fucking around. What you about to say?
Hey, look. What about when things are just too hard for the normal average person? I mean, whatever you define as a disability, right? What if you say someone not being good enough at this game is a disability because they're not smart enough, or they're not they don't have enough dexterity, or whatever? Can't you call that a disability at the same time? If you're gonna, why?
No,
what is a disability?
No, Shavar, I'll give you an example. Remember my friend came over to my house in high school, one of my dumb friends came over to my house in high school. We tried to play Halo with him, and he couldn't fucking get how to use the sticks. And he was complaining the whole time about how you can't play first-person shooters on it. It's impossible to play first-person shooters on the console. Would you say that he has a disability?
He had a
well, then there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that he can get better at that. If he played Halo more on a console as a neurotypical person who doesn't have a disability that's blocking them from learning how to play with the controller, he is not disabled. He just fucking sucks at the game. And I'm saying there's a difference between fucking sucking at a game and holy shit, I really want to play this game, but this thing I've been dealing with my whole life is getting in the way of it. And I'm sorry, if you've been dealing with sucking at video games your whole life and it has nothing to do with disability, then my nigga, watch some Let's Plays. I don't know what else to tell you.
But that's an issue of learning. I'm talking about when you've done this long enough where the issue isn't holding the controller or something like that. It's just that you just can't do it. Some people hit their mental capacities. Some people hit their
See,
dex
okay, well,
capacity.
now you're talking about people. Okay, because do you have any friends who've played games who? Because you're talking about this thing that I don't think I've heard of anybody having that problem with a game that doesn't have a disability.
What do you mean?
How do you just? What do you mean you reach a mental block with a game, or you can't? Listen, Shamar, listen.
You can go anywhere. There
I've
are
played a
tons of
shit
people.
ton of games over my life. I've gone back and beat some of them. There's some of them that I thought I couldn't beat, and I went back and beat them. Like, I don't get what you like. I feel like if you get to that point in a video game, you cannot get past it, and it's not difficulty. Like, you don't like. It's not the fact that it's hard. If it's the fact that it's hard, it's different than. I've been playing. Listen, I've been playing games for years, and I suck. Is different than I've been playing games for years, and I have a disability, and some games are hard to play because of that disability. I feel like that's now you're just doing. I feel like that's just skill between disability now.
All right, but listen, people do have mental limits. People do have physical limits. There are some people who, no matter how hard they try, are not going to be as good as other people at moving their sticks around fast enough. It's not about learning or putting in time. It's just you're just.
Then you're
not
talking
able
about
to do
people
it.
with disabilities. Then in that case, yes,
No.
I fully support them being able to use those options. Anybody should be able to use the options. Period.
You'll never be as good at basketball as LeBron James. Is that because you're disabled?
No, it's not. That's what I just said.
Okay,
They don't have a disability.
I'm not saying they have a disability, but they have a limit, and it's okay if you use accessibility.
Okay, now you're talking about something that is like straight up based on physical strength, how fucking big a motherfucker is.
No,
I'm
saying.
Okay, you gonna tell me that fucking Lil Willie short stack in the fucking NBA is just as good as LeBron? That's a completely different thing.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it is. What I'm saying is they're both humans, and disabled people are no different from any other people. The options that help them help others. The options aren't there to help them because they don't have an eye or they have a lip, some problem, or they're missing fingers. It's just to make it easier. And there's no reason. There is no difference between making it easier because you're a normal person, making it easier because you're because you're not a normal person. See, I just made it worse.
Not a normal person. Jesus fucking Christ.
There's no difference.
I just fully I mean, I don't know. We're not gonna go anywhere else with this. I just disagree. Like I don't agree. I feel like there's a clear difference between bro, my fucking eyes don't work, and damn, bro, my eyes work. I'm just fucking trash at video games. Because listen, I'm just saying, there's a difference between I am trash at video games and I am trash at video games because I have a disability.
But are there not people with disabilities who are also really good at video games?
Yes, there are.
Okay, so what's wrong with the other disableds, huh?
What do you mean what's wrong with the other
What's wrong with them? The other guys
no, don't try to fucking point no shit at me like that. That's not fucking funny.
I'm saying the other guys are doing it.
Stop. No, let me answer.
Why are they so shit at the game?
Words in my mouth. Shut up.
Why are they so shit at the game?
Stop it. Let me fucking talk before you try to talk down on me on a fucking public platform like that's funny or some shit. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're trying to do something that's not funny. So what I'm trying to say is that,
my God.
Because you can't, don't do that. And the fact that you only realize what you're doing is sad. You need fucking media training, Shamar. Jesus fucking Christ. So anyway, what I'm trying to, you really do need media training. Go fucking look it up. It's pathetic. So basically, what I'm saying is, no, if there is somebody who has the same disability as another person, right? And they are slightly better at a game than the other person is, right? I'm not saying nothing, but guess what? The difference between one guy using that red and blue option, the other guy using that red and blue option is no different. At that point, it is just a skill level thing. That's different. That's what I'm saying. You can be visually impaired and suck at the game. You can also be visually impaired and be good at the game. Not mutually, they don't connect. They don't have to connect necessarily. I just don't think that that's lumpable in together. Are you there? You just gonna sit there?
I'm here. I just hey, people, I want you to know it doesn't matter. You can play games however you want, and you're not cheating yourself. You're using your accessibility. Okay, do what
Listen,
you need
I'm
to
just
do.
saying. I'm just
Enjoy the
saying.
game.
If you play Last of Us, right, and you're like, God damn, like I cannot get past these breathing sections, and I gotta turn this shit off. These water sections, I gotta turn the breathing on unlimited. I'm not judging you. Do what the fuck you gotta do. I don't care if you are disabled or not. You fucking do what you gotta do. I'm just saying. Don't. I'm just saying it's two different fucking things. That's all I'm trying to say. There's a difference between somebody's little fucking brother turning on all the accessibility options because he blows at fucking video games, and old dude whose vision never worked his whole life, and now he got to turn some shit on. Being young and bad at games is not a disability.
All right, I guess if that's an important thing, that's an important thing.
Fuck you.
I mean, you said okay. I mean, you needed to make the distinction. You made
now you're being kind of condescending, dick. Just go on to the next thing.
I don't know how I'm the condescending
You
one.
needed to make your point. I don't know. Go on to the next thing.
I already did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You didn't hear the sound.
Well,
you
need to make your sounds louder. I never hear them through Zoom.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, it is. All right, so Need for Speed Heat is coming to. It's not coming to anything. It's getting crossplay. So
yeah,
cross platform play. So you'll be able to play it. Yeah, I fucking heard it. That's why I'm talking. I was like in the middle of talking. Why'd you stop me to say, did you hear it? So yeah, Need for Speed Heat. It's getting crossplay. I mean, it's just gonna be one of the first games to actually fucking do it. I didn't even know this game came out. Did you even know this game came out?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't even know this was a fucking thing. So, yeah, I mean, I just kind of brought this up because what's even the point? I mean, I don't really care about cross-platform play. Why do people like that so much?
Cross-platform play is the whole appeal of it is that the games that you like that are multiplayer last longer. That's it. Because
how do they last longer?
Because you have a bigger base. If you separate the base of people playing them, then they're gonna die off faster. If you have
Has that been proven though?
Yes, it's just
by
numbers.
What?
It's just numbers, pure numbers.
No, but like, okay, I don't. Okay, I don't.
Right. Okay, look here. Let's say 1,000 people buy a game, right? They go online to play that game. It's an online game. Let's just assume it's an online game. So 1,000 people buy it, 1,000 people play it online. After a few months, the popularity of that game is going to go down. So 1,000 goes down to 700 people, and then it goes down to 600 people, and then it goes down to 500 people. And you have 500 people playing a game a year after. Half the people who bought it are still playing it. And then a year after that, it's going to go down to like 200. And maybe a year or two after that, it gets down to 50. You have very few people playing the game. The game is dead in 3 years. All right. Now, take that same 1,000 and split it amongst two different bases that are completely separated. So now that 500 in that first year is 500. 1,000 is 500, 500 split across two. That 500 becomes 400 in 6 to 8 months. And in a year, that 400 becomes 100 and something. And then you're down to your 50 in half the time. More people playing a game who can play together means longer lifespan for the game, period.
All right, I guess I get that. I mean, I've seen games last a long time without crossplay, so I mean, I get it. Like, I get it if it's cool if you meet a friend and y'all don't have the same console, but y'all have the same game and y'all want to play online together. Like, that's cool. I think that's badass.
You froze. On my side, you froze like a popsicle, man. You were frozen.
Well, anyway, I said that, I think it's cool that crossplay works because let's say you have a friend, you don't have the same console, but you have the same game, and you want to play Fortnite together, or the new Predator game together or something, right? And they have a PC. Like, that's cool. I think that's great. So I kind of get it. I don't see why everybody wants it so bad.
People really don't want it that bad. They just say it. They want it because it's advertising. People advertise to talk about it. It's tough.
Right.
Vico's frozen and gone. I think
Yeah, so I'm back now. Yeah, but
I think our recording stopped here.
it did?
I think so.
Yours or mine?
Maybe both, because you froze up a whole lot.
Mine says I'm still going, so mine says I'm still going. I'll tell you.
Maybe mine stopped. Anyway,
Well, I mean, I don't know. I get what you're saying. Like, it's just an interesting topic. It's just like, it's funny because I feel like people live in this ideal world where they're like, oh yeah, we'll all have consoles, and every time we all get a game, we'll all be able to play it together. But like, that's not how this works per se. Because I mean, you still got to make money. Like, people still want to make competition. So, are you still there? Shit.
Hello, you there?
Yeah, I'm here now.
Keep freezing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, okay, I can't do anything about it. So yeah, I mean,
No. Hello?
I'm here.
All right, you back now?
Yeah, I told you I'm here. Are you there? Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Been here.
Now he's here. Okay. You're here now. That's something.
Yeah. I've been saying I'm here for like the past 30 seconds.
Well, we were talking about crossplay games. I have no idea where this is gonna have to be cut, but
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing: is like, it's. I don't know. I just don't find it appealing. I mean, anybody listening, let us know why you think crossplay. And by the way, if you think that crossplay is some weird, like, disgusting shit we're talking about, it just means like people from different consoles can play together. It's like PC can play against PlayStation, PlayStation can play against Xbox, et cetera, et cetera. There's been a few games that already had it. Like, didn't Street Fighter have it with PC and PlayStation?
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But like I've said it before, crossplay to me isn't the most important thing. It's not that. I mean, it has a purpose, and it kind of has one purpose, really. And the only thing you're going to get with it eventually is Sony and Microsoft making deals to have exclusive online stuff where only PlayStation players can wear this, or like this costume or something.
Right.
That's all that's going to happen. I mean, I'm not against crossplay. I just think it's a silly thing for people to be rallying for. It doesn't really mean anything. Hello, darling.
Yeah, I don't think it means anything. So yeah,
All right,
I mean,
I'm not gonna stop in the middle of the podcast to come eat. So goodbye. Thank you. Jesus Christ. All right.
all right, so
All right, let's get to the meat of the show here. How about that? How about we do that? Where are we? I don't even know where we are. Where are we?
we're at the main topic. Sure.
Let's just
Play the thing.
can't even find it, man.
You can't even find it? Oh my gosh.
I found it. I was joking. All right, all right.
All right, so
All right.
yeah,
Let's just
you go ahead.
Let's just start at the top of the PlayStation event thing, right? I mean, that's
Right.
fine, right?
Right. So, in case you guys didn't know, PlayStation held their press conference slash, E3-ish event, since E3 got canceled this year. Showing some of it online, right on the screen right now. It started out very confusing with a bunch of PS4 footage, but it got cleared up pretty quickly. At first, I was like, "Why are you showing me this? I've either played these games or, I've heard about them already, but it clearly got cleared up. I just want to say they've had the best presentation I've seen so far, and that's just.
I think their presentation was more exciting than Xbox's. I mean, Xbox's isn't bad, but like I said before, it had nothing there that was like, ooh, I really want to get an Xbox. I mean, they did show games and all that, but I mean, here we got gameplay, we got trailers, we got like little demos, and it was just games. I mean, you'd have someone speak for like 4 or 5 seconds, introduce their game.
It's great.
Game.
It's great.
So, I think it's more exciting. I watched it in like 480p, so I'm not sure.
Yikes.
I didn't see the beautiful graphics or anything.
And for people who didn't know, this presentation, I was kind of disappointed in part of it because they maxed it out at 1080p, 30 frames per second. So you can't even see.
I don't think so. It was 1080 60 on YouTube.
Shavar, that doesn't change my point. The games don't look as good as they're supposed to because the Xbox presentation was in 4K and it was 60 frames per second. This whole presentation was not in 4K. It may have been 60 frames per second where you were watching it. I have a great internet connection and it maxed out at 1080p, 30 frames per second. It didn't look that. It sucked because there'd be times they'd be like, wow, look at this ray tracing and this high fidelity in this game. And you're like, bitch, I'm watching it in 1080p. I can't see what you're talking about.
First of all, your internet is okay.
It's great.
Right?
It's 1,000 megs up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. But you can go watch all the trailers on YouTube.
Are they in 4K?
Yes, they are, sir. Yes.
Okay,
they are.
let me go find the Demon Souls trailer in 4K. Just keep talking. Why'd you stop talking?
Oh, I thought you were trying to make a point here.
Well,
so yeah.
Thank God it is in 4K. Sweet Jesus.
I told you.
I can watch. Well, now I can watch it later, because now I can actually see what the fuck it looks like.
Well, next time, listen to your boy. All right. Look, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, coming PlayStation 5 this year. So this is looking like a launch, right? Launch title.
Oh hell yeah!
I don't know if it's going to be on the 4.
Well, we didn't talk about the very first thing. You thought you said we're going to take it from the top.
What, Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, so Grand Theft Auto 5 will indeed, as a lot of people predicted, it will be on next-gen consoles as well, so PS5 and Xbox One X. They said then, I looked at the press release and everything, they're upgrading the graphics. They're trying to boost it up for all the systems again, kind of like they did with PS4 and Xbox One.
Video games are such junk food of media. I mean, you think... It's like you look at movies and you look at music and all these records that get made and people talk about how great things are. Like, what's a movie everyone talks about all the time? Fucking Godfather, or goddamn, what's an album people love? I don't know, something Taylor Swift did, right? And they talk about all these accolades and stuff. No one's ever going to talk about Grand Theft Auto being on 3 generations of video games and probably still being the number 1 selling goddamn game of at least on the top 10 of every month. It's
impressive.
No one's ever going to talk about that.
What do you mean nobody's going to talk about it? People talk about it all the time.
In 10 years, you're going to be reading, and
yes.
somebody on TV is going to be like, hey, remember when Grand Theft? No, nobody's going to talk about this
Yes,
shit.
Shavar, there are millions of people playing that game who are going to grow up or who are already grown. You don't think there's going to be people who are going to talk about how impactful this online game that has been running for 6 years already, and it's pretty fucking big is... Oh my God! Why? Why don't you think so?
Just because of the way.
If niggas talk about Dark Souls, you don't think they're gonna talk about fucking Grand Theft Auto 6 or 5?
But people talk about Dark Souls now because Dark Souls is now.
Okay.
Dark
Souls is now. You know when Dark Souls came out, Shavar?
Who talks about Demon Souls, man?
A bunch of niggas still talk about Demon Souls. They brought it back, and so many niggas talk about it.
What's up with you in the N-word today?
Why are you distracting from the issue?
I'm just saying, no one's going to be talking about this. I'm telling you. No one's going to talk about Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, they are, Shavar. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's like saying nobody's ever going to talk about the most popular TV show from X year. No, that's
No,
a fucking lie.
they
People will talk
because
about it.
it's TV.
Shavar, people talk about fucking World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14 and all that bullshit. They talk about all that stuff all the time. What are you talking about? People talk about Counter-Strike, dude.
In the circles.
Oh my god.
No,
it's not just in the gaming universe, people still talk about those things. It's not just
Yeah. But guess what? Everyone's in the fucking movie universe. Everyone's in the music universe.
Okay, so now you're just talking about the medium is not as popular as other things.
But it is popular.
No, video games are not as popular as movies and TV. I'm not.
I didn't say it's as I did not say it's as popular as movie and TV. I said it's popular.
Well, anyway, and on top of Shavar just shitting on GTA 5 for no reason, though he's never fucking played it. It is coming to
Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, it's not your daddy.
Well, you've never even played it, so I don't even know why you're talking shit.
I have played it.
Shavar thinks that one of the most popular online games in the past 6 years is not going to be talked about in 10, which is the funniest shit in the world to me.
How much you want to bet?
People still talk about that fucking Jedi Academy game that came out on PC like 20 years ago. You think people are going to talk about GTA 5?
Okay, just because someone says something does not mean people are
Someone
talking.
says something, Shavar. They remastered it. So many motherfuckers are talking about it. What are you talking about?
Nah, bro. They remastered it because they can make a quick buck.
Why? Oh, how would they be able to make a quick buck, Shavar, if nobody was fucking waiting for it?
All right.
You're contradicting yourself.
How many of our listeners?
Anyway, GTA 5 is coming to
Jedi
PS5
Academy
for free. They're giving it out for the first 3 months that it's out. They're giving it out for free. GTA Online specifically. I don't know what that means. I think what this implies that GTA Online is going to be standalone on the next gen console. It's not going to have the story in it. That's what it looks like to me, which I think is probably ideal for them because that's what they're focusing on right now. So I thought it was interesting how they kept saying GTA Online is going to be free, not GTA 5 is going to be free. So yeah, so if you get you got PS Plus and you get a PS5, you'll get GTA Online for free. And if you have PS Plus right now and you have GTA 5, if you go online every month until it launches on PS5, you'll get $1 million in the game, which is a huge thing because online is basically impossible to play unless you have money. So basically they're like, hey, if you're trying to jump in now and you can't play it, this is your chance because holy shit, that game is hard to get into if you haven't been playing in the past 5 or 6 years. So yeah.
Yeah, and you probably get killed too.
You probably get murdered and have to leave the first 5 rooms you go into. But I think it's cool because it makes the game more accessible for other people. $1 million in GTA is now an accessibility option. Put that on paper. But yeah, so as we can see from the video that we've been playing, so the next they had Spider-Man. I wasn't expecting it to come out this year.
I'm pretty sure it's not a full game. I mean, I'm sure it's a full game, but I'm sure it's more like I think it's going to be a Spider-Man 1.5 on the PlayStation 5. It's just a holdover until the actual game. Same with the Last of Us, not Last of Us, Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Oh, well, that's a whole ass game. That's not
It's a whole ass game, but Did you play it? No, I didn't play it. But it's not like they didn't push that game the same way they did Uncharted 4. It kind of like they said, this is a thing we're doing. It's coming out.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like people are more excited for this one than they were the first one because I mean, there are people who never played a fucking Spider-Man game and they're fucking hype. I don't think that they would waste our time with a 1 point. I think this is going to push the story forward. It's going to be a part of the canon. Like, it's a real thing. And I don't think there's going to be a Spider-Man 2. I think that this is Spider-Man 2. I don't think there's going to be a Spider-Man 2.
I think there's going to be a Spider-Man 2. I think this is going to be like a gap between them. And then when you get Spider-Man 2, it'll be like Spider-Man or some shit like that. You get to play both of them. I don't see... to me,
you just hate black people.
No, it's just the timing and how fast it's coming out and what it's coming out for. It seems like they just kept on working and moved on. This seems like a 1.5 to me. Not like it's not going to be a full game, but I think it's going to be less of a part 2 stand on its own for 2 years, let's talk about it thing, and more of a like it's gonna be out with launch. I'm sure it'll be a fine game, but I feel like it's more of a 1.5. That's what
know. I don't think that they're gonna make a. I don't think any of the Spider-Man games are gonna be called 2 or 3 or whatever. I think they're just gonna keep naming them different things. I don't think this is a. Because like I was just saying, they did the same thing with Second Son, with Infamous Second Son. They made the something like expansion or whatever, which is technically a whole different game. But I don't think
like that. I think it's in that same.
I don't think it's in that same vein because that game was even skimpier on the side of like content. I feel like this is going to be like a full ass like game that is like not like a sidebar thing. Like it is like the game. I just feel like this is. I don't know. I feel like that's disrespectful to be like, nah, this ain't the real one though. Like, because I feel like it is the real one. Like well, because what you're saying is that they were making a game that they wanted to have for launch for PS5, not a game that's an actual sequel to the game that came out before.
No, I think it's a sequel, but it's not like a full-on sequel. I think they did want to have a game for the PlayStation 5. I think that's why when they first started showing anything from the PlayStation 5, it was Spider-Man running through the city without load times. I think there's a reason that this game is coming out on launch. It's to show off what it can do. But I don't think. Well, I think there's a good chance that it's a 1.5 and not necessarily a full-on number 2 sequel. I mean, I might be wrong.
I think you're wrong. I don't know. I feel like that's. I mean, Shavar, they didn't call the third or fourth Infamous game Infamous 4 or 3. They called it Infamous Second Son. Like it's another game. Like I just don't feel like there's gonna be a Spider-Man 2. I just don't.
Well, the Infamous thing isn't fair because you had 3 games following one character, and then a new game that's not. Of course, you're going to
new game following new character.
But you didn't have 3 before that were a thing. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like that's just a big assumption. Anyway, looking good. It looks great. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, up next, they had something that I was not really expecting too much.
Can I talk about Spider-Man? Are you the only one who gets to talk about Spider-man? Is that
what did you, I mean, every time I hear you talk about Spider-Man, you complain about how the game is boring. So I don't.
Okay, Okay, let's move on then.
No. What do you think about Spider-Man?
No. That's what I was gonna say. It was boring as shit. Let's go.
I mean, because every time you talk about it, you're like, oh, it's just crimes, and yeah. But all right. So next was the thing that Sony lied to us about. They said that Gran Turismo 7 didn't exist. We don't know what you're talking about. And then they're like, hey, just kidding. Here it is, Gran Turismo 7.
Remember 2 weeks ago when you were telling me Gran Turismo is dead and Sony thinks it's trash because nobody bought it, and how you were wrong about everything about what you said? Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still stand by that. Looks good. Looks great. I think it was one of the better games to start the show with.
I don't think they needed to show 3 fucking minutes of it. I know what it looks like.
Yeah, I got tired. I got bored. I got really bored because bitch, it's driving. Like I know what driving looks like. Dude, they should have done what they did with Dirt at the Xbox thing, where they just showed us 30 seconds. Look, it's fucking dirt on the screen. Pretty cars. There you go. But no, it looked good. It looked really fun. Yeah, no, I'm glad they're having another Gran Turismo. I'm not sure I'll be playing it, but it looks fun for everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the hyper-realistic car driving simulator game, I like Gran Turismo because there are lots of cars and you can get your car in there. That's why it's always fun to play. I mean, if this one has all the cars, who knows? But racing games are no different from fighting games. They're not fun unless you got a bunch of friends who really also like to play them. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also not really a huge fan of the hyper-realistic driving thing. I like shit like Burnout and Mario Kart and stuff. I like stuff where things blow up, but it's still about the racing. So basically, I don't know. I might buy it. I mean, if it might get on sale or something, I'll chill on that one. But it wasn't the most exciting thing, but it was good to see Gran Turismo up there. It was good to see them because I know that that's as you've proven, people really like Gran Turismo. So
I told you that it was the number one.
I just said as you've proven.
Yeah, and you didn't listen. And you were proven so wrong, so hard. Boy.
Well, there's another thing that came after that. That was a lot more fun, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We're getting another. What's it call it? Ratchet and Clank.
Did Ratchet and Clank show after that? Yeah, it's Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I'm excited for a new Ratchet and Clank. I was hoping there'd be a new Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clanks are just fun.
Well, there hasn't been a real new one this entire console generation. So the last one that we got was a remake. It was a remake, Shavar. It's not a new game. It's a remake.
But it is a kind of a new game.
Okay, but you know what I mean, dude. Don't do that. I'm talking about like a brand new entry.
Okay, hold on. The new Ratchet and Clank is a new game. I mean,
it's the same. Okay, but I mean, like in the canon, Shavar, it's not a new game. It came out around the movie on purpose. It's a remake of the first, like a remake, not a reimagining and a retell. No, it's a remake, not a remastered, remake. So like, I don't know. I mean, like, I get it. It's a new game, but like we haven't had a proper Ratchet and Clank game, like a new one.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask a question here. What would be more categorized as a new game, a remake or a remaster?
A remake. It'd be more categorized as a new game.
And if the remake,
I already made the distinction I was talking about, but okay, keep going.
But hold on. If a remake also has a different plot line and is told in a different way, isn't that also more categorized as a different game?
But the game didn't do that.
Yeah, it is. It's told from Quark's perspective.
Are you fucking kidding me? No, it's not. Shavar, it's the same game with the same story. It's just got different cutscenes. It's the same. It's not like the other remakes we see where, they changed the plot. No, it's the same plot, dude. Don't do that.
So it's not a Ratchet and Clank game for the PlayStation 4 because the plot is the same.
No, it's a game, sure. I already said we didn't get one for the canon. I said that already. I already said that. We have not extended the Ratchet and Clank story since the PS3. We haven't. There hasn't been one.
Okay, I just want to understand what you meant when you said we didn't have one on this generation.
We had one, Shavar, but we have not seen Ratchet and Clank's actual story since the end of the last one that came out on PS3. The one that we got since then, it was a retelling of some shit we already saw over 10 years ago. Almost 20 years ago now. It's a different thing.
Okay.
I mean, is it not? I mean, anyway, the game looks good. It looks really good. They showed some gameplay from the alpha of the game, which a lot of the gameplay in the presentation day was from alphas of the games. But yeah, no, it looks great. It's got classic Ratchet and Clank gameplay. I think those games hold up well for the most part. They're really fun. They're just really destructive, good third-person shooters. Not too easy, not too hard, but they can be really fucking hard. I'm surprised this isn't a launch title. It didn't seem like it was a launch title.
I think they said, I don't know if they gave a year.
They didn't. There's a lot of games they didn't give years for. We'll talk about that later. This is one of them. They did not give a year for this game. I would expect 2021. I mean, come on. It's been 5 years since the remake. I mean, the remake came out in 2015. It's about time for this one to be out. Like I said, I'm surprised it's not a launch title. But yeah, but they showed off some, like, they basically were saying that they were happy they can use a lot of the new technology with the PS5, and I'm just happy to get more Ratchet and Clank. I was kind of thinking while watching, I was like, wow, it looks like a lot of the old games, and I was like, oh, but I'm not mad at that because they're good. So I don't really care. Yeah. All right.
Next is Project
Athia. Athia. I don't know how it's pronounced. Yeah, this looked cool. I just couldn't tell exactly what it was.
I don't know what it is either.
It's a new IP. It's a single player. It seems to be like third person adventure game from what we see from the trailer and stuff. Yeah, not really too much to go off of that. This is that weird time of year with E3 stuff or gaming stuff where we see things and we don't really know what they are. It looked really fucking good though. The graphics looked great. It looked interesting. I just don't know what it is yet.
I mean, everything was in 480p for me, so I don't know. I mean, it looked
Yeah. Had dragons, had a lady jumping all over shit. She seemed to have a lot of powers based off of like elements and things like that.
I mean, it looked fine. It made no impression on me. I don't know if I want to play it. I don't know if I don't want to play it. And I guess that's not a bad thing. I guess it's not a bad thing.
I guess it's not. I don't know.
It
It is a Square Enix game though, so that's just something to keep in mind.
the next game is Returnal.
Returnal?
That's got to be the worst name.
I mean, that is not the next. That was not the next game.
What's the game after that? After
Stray, the game about the cat in the robot world.
Man, thanks.
Yeah, it's an indie game. I mean, it doesn't. From what I've seen, it's not exclusive. They didn't do a very good job at telling us what is and what isn't exclusive. What we've talked about so far is all exclusive. Okay, let me talk. What we talked about so far has been exclusive, except for Project Athia and Stray. So Project Athia and Stray are not exclusive. But yeah, no, I just thought it looked cute. You play as a fucking cat, and apparently humanity's extinct, and robots run everything, and for some reason it's not fucking poverty. So yeah, no, it looks fun.
Well, I hate trailers like this because I don't know what I mean, I like that they build the world, I guess, a little bit, but I don't like that I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. Because it's not only does it not show you like gameplay, I guess, like actual play, but it also doesn't show you what you. I mean, you're a cat, and what do cats do? Nothing. I don't know. I'm not liking it. I don't like it.
All right. Well, okay.
It.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting, but it's definitely not at the top of my list. I mean, it's interesting, but I figured it was one of those things we get either for free on PlayStation Plus or for $2 in a sale. Also, they showed some PS5 stats. It was just random stuff about, wow, we got a fast SSD and it's going to be in 4K and shit. Look at that shit. Wow, that was basically all it was. Nothing really happened. They said we got ray tracing and 3D audio and haptic feedback and adaptive triggers and all that stuff.
You say haptic?
Haptic feedback, whatever it is.
Haptic.
Haptic, yeah. Yeah, but no, then we got to Returnal. So Returnal looked good. It's a
horrible name.
Yeah, no, I thought the name was hilarious. As soon as the name came on screen, I busted out laughing. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? No, you heard that right, Returnal. It's on screen right now. It's I mean, it looks cool. It's some lady who looks like every woman that's ever been in Avery. Yeah, it's like that movie Tom Cruise is in where he kept dying over and over, except in space.
No, it's like Groundhog's Day. Don't pull up another movie after I already said.
All you need is kill. Yeah, so I thought it looked good. It wasn't, the gameplay was not what I was expecting after they showed all the cinematic stuff, but
the gameplay. What gameplay?
Cool. You didn't see the game? What do you mean? Look, it showed her walking through shit and shooting a bunch of enemies. Were you even watching? Or are you watching it right now and being like, "Oh, I don't see any gameplay"?
I thought that was like just more cinematic stuff.
You mean all the shooting where the person was clearly aiming at things, shooting at them? You thought that was cinematics?
Still.
You mean the thing where the camera was over the person's shoulder and they were shooting at things?
Do you think this is going to be my prediction of what this game is? Because at least this game gives us something of what it might be. It's going to be a Dark Souls game. In space with weird goo. And you die but it's like more roguelike. You die, you come back from the beginning, and you try not to die, get to the end. Except I'm sure you can upgrades. Either that or I'm a better game maker than whoever made Returnal. And I can also come up with a better name. Because clearly they're trying to do Return, and Eternal. It's just, I don't know, Returnal? Sounds like something that goes up your bum.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think it looks cool. I think the roguelike thing is probably a good guess. It seems to be more story driven only from the trailer. I don't know. I feel like something with that much like trying to like make you feel who the character is. I feel like there's more, story hidden stuff, like not story hidden, story driven stuff behind that. I mean, it looks good. I'm down to play it. It looks fun. I mean, if it is like a shooter's Dark Souls rogue thing, that would be really cool. I mean, it did look like a difficult third-person shooter with a lot of like, dashing elements, kind of reminding me a little bit about like a less stylish Vanquish or something. But yeah, no, I thought it looked cool. I thought it looked good. But it didn't seem like it was a launch title. Did it have a release window? And yeah, 2020. Nope, did not have a release window. But it is. Is this one exclusive to PS? Nope, it's not exclusive. Wait, no, it is exclusive. It is exclusive to PlayStation 5. Right, so it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
And then we have another. I'm guessing is exclusive because it's got Sackboy in it. And I'm happy. Little Big Planet isn't dead.
Oh, of course it's not. They've had one every generation so far. Well, 3 since we had one on 3 and 4, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both pretty well received.
I don't know if this is gonna be a Little Big Planet or.
I don't think it's a Little Big Planet at all. I think they'll probably have level creation elements and stuff, but I think they're going full Mario with this shit, which this is something that I remember critics saying a long time ago where they're like, hey, a Little Big Planet's actually pretty fun. I would play a full platformer of just this without the creative stuff. And I think that it's a cool direction to go because I think I think Sony needs something like this that sticks, and they need to actually use it in a way where they can still use, of course they can still do another Little Big Planet, but when you have something like this that this studio is good with, they showed us this with, what was the game they made? Not Unravel, Tearaway. Yeah, Tearaway. Like, they can make good games like this, and they need like a good platformer. And they have another game that comes up later that's also a platformer, but it's not exclusive. But I think it's cool that Sony's trying something out like this again, and I think it looks really fun. Not something I'm rushing to, but I would definitely play it.
I mean, I'll play it. Let's see. I like platformers, but I just want to see what it is. I thought they were done with the whole Little Big Planet thing. And Sackboy's cute, I guess. So it's nice to see. Yeah. After that was Destruction
All-Stars.
No idea what this is.
It looks like a PS3 game. I'm good.
There's a woman with a mustache, like the woman luchador with the mustache. That's crazy.
The game just, I don't know. It looks good, like graphics wise, I guess.
What do you mean good?
The lighting looks good and stuff, and the destruction looks really well put together, like on the cars. But this seems like something that, like, are people gonna like? Is this something you buy, or is this one of those free-to-play games that, like, you just buy shit? But
is it like a Carmageddon thing, or is it because there are people outside the cars, and I'm not sure what's supposed to be going on?
Well, that's the thing, is that there are people, like, hopping on other people's cars and blowing them up, or they're going to go, they get in other cars, too. So it seems like you're doing both, and you're trying to accomplish some kind of goal.
You know what this is supposed to be?
Like Twisted Metal.
No, Rocket League. This is the next Rocket
Twisted
League.
Rocket League, yeah.
It's gonna be this multiplayer thing. These cars, I'm sure it'll be multi-platform as well. I don't think it's gonna be exclusive.
Oh no, it's not exclusive. It's no. This one is definitely. It is. I have a list in front of me. This one is not exclusive.
Yeah, I'm not too.
Oh shit! No, I was wrong. No, this one is in fact exclusive.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no. Yeah, second party partners. Yeah, no, this one is exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah, weird choice. I thought that was a third party game. Yeah, but it looks cool. I'm not against it. It looks fun. It's just like, I don't know. There's always stuff in these presentations where, like, in the middle of it, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm waiting for the next game. It looks fun though. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not saying I would never play it or anything. It does look fun. A lot of car combat. I like that kind of stuff. Rocket League's fun, but I feel like Rocket League's more fun because of the ball play, not so much the combat per se.
Next is Kena.
Yeah, Kena. It comes from. Sorry, I have my notes right here. It's an indie game. No, it's not an indie game, but it kind of reminded me of Pikmin a little bit because you got to lead the little motherfuckers and do stuff with them. It comes from
also exclusive.
Yeah. This one is also an exclusive. Wait, is it an exclusive? No, it is not an exclusive. This is third party. So yeah, and I mean it might be a timed exclusive. They've been telling us there's a game later on that is definitely a
Hold
timed
on, this
exclusive.
thing
But
stopped again. I don't know why I keep stopping.
oh shit. Okay. Did you start again?
Yeah, start again.
All right, but yeah, it looked pretty good. I thought that it was. I mean, it looked impressive, even in 1080p. It looked like really like impressive, like the amount of stuff that's rendered and like how detailed it looked. I'm sure this is one of those games that'll come out and it'll be, you know, like wow, look at how good this third person game is. With, you know, it's got a lot of combat, it's got all the puzzle stuff in it. I think it's cool. I'm kind of disappointed it's not an exclusive. I thought this would be something that PlayStation could snag
What,
up.
Kenna?
Like, yeah, Kenna's not exclusive.
It's an exclusive.
Why do you say that?
Because it is.
No, give me a reason. Don't do that.
So that's what I read it. It's exclusive.
Where did you read that? I'm asking.
I don't know.
Well, I'm looking at a list right now that says it's not. So, I mean, I don't know what else.
Well, your list may be wrong, bro.
Well, the same list that says that. Well, it's on the same list as Hitman 3. So I'm pretty sure Hitman 3 is not a fucking.
Go to TheVerge.com.
Fuck The Verge. I'm looking at a PlayStation press release. Fuck their coverage.
This says it's an exclusive.
Good for them. Okay, well, let's just go with your canon then. You're right. All right, what we got next? Right, so then we got Goodbye Volcano High. It's an animated game. Looks like it'll probably be like a visual novel kind of thing, from what I could tell.
I mean, I also didn't like this because what's the game? Yes, it's a furry thing. I get it. Furry. But what's the game? What's
like
the
I
game?
said, it's probably like a visual novel or something. I'm not really too worried about it. It's cool because this did remind me that we'll be able to get a lot more like well animated, like game. We might be able to get games in the future that straight up look like anime for people who want shit like that. Like it might actually look this good, huh?
You know me.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, you might get people who put as much work into like Skullgirls and then make the whole fucking game look like that. So I mean,
but this is an anime. This is like a cartoon.
No, it's not. I was using an example. I mean, but no, it looks nice. Like I think what Sony's going for here is that they're trying to show like the variety of stuff they'll have. I'm pretty sure this one isn't an exclusive either. Pretty sure this one is. Yeah, no, this is a third-party game as well. But yeah, no, it looks cute. I'm not really too worried about it. I'm sure it'll be something that Kotaku will write 30 articles about how it's the greatest game ever, and people on Twitter will talk about like they've never played a visual novel before. So yeah, no, I'm sure it'll be loved when it comes out.
I don't know. It just like here's my thing. I like that kind of game. Does look kind of good. Here's my thing. If you're gonna show like one of these cartoon games, right? It doesn't matter. It could be one of the animes ones. It can be it can be any of them. All right. It can be anything. They got like, show me what the actual game is, because whatever you're working on, right? You spend all this money on this trailer and all that stuff. And like, yeah, there are going to be people who see that and they're going to say, oh, really, I really want this game because it's got fucking furries in it.
Or they just like the art style. It's not just furries. They're kids who don't know what furries are, and that might look cool to them.
Yeah, that's fine. But then the rest of us who are interested in playing the game don't have anything to go off of.
Yeah, I mean, gotta wait until that bitch come out.
But that's not, to me, that's just horrible advertising. I know Sony has nothing to do with that. They asked them, hey, put something together, and that's what they put together. But, you know, like...
No, I get it. I felt the same way because I was waiting for some kind of, like, gameplay stuff.
It's like a movie trailer, except they're only going to play the sounds and show you, like, stock photos of the goddamn actors. Like, what happened to the movie part? I want to see the game part. And maybe it's not a game. Maybe it is. It's one of those visual novels where really you don't do anything but push something, and maybe that's why they didn't show it. Maybe that's why. But like, I don't know. That tickled my balls wrong.
You know, and that kind of show, like I said, I think they're trying to show variety, and when that happens, sometimes there's shit you don't want to see. Okay, and then I mean, good luck to those people though, whoever made that game. Hope you have success. This also just popped up on the screen, but we're getting another Oddworld game, Oddworld Soulstorm. Looked to be a side scroller with some different. I mean, it seems like you're like leading a group of other guys places. And you can like have.
By the way, Kenna is on PS4, PS5, and PC.
Cool. So it's not exclusive.
I mean, it's console exclusive.
It's not exclusive. Okay.
Consoles.
No, because there are other. I mean, sure, that's why it was on my. I'm talking about games that are exclusive to PS5, and the only ones that were throughout this whole thing, I've been telling you what they are so far. So, yeah, no. When I say something's multi-platform, yes, that might only mean PC, but that still counts. Yeah, but we saw Oddworld. What do you think about Oddworld? For those of you who don't know, it's pretty old franchise. They release a new game every 3 to 4 years, or sometimes 5 to 6 years, from what it seems. But what did you think?
I'm just surprised that Oddworld's still around. I mean, they had their little game that came out before, but I think it's cool. I like Oddworld. I miss the days of platformers and stuff, so I'm not like super excited for it, but I'll probably get it and play it. I mean, it looked good in 480p, and if it looks good in 480p, I can only imagine what it looks like in 4K. So.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I mean, yeah, Oddworld's weird because I feel like it's one of those franchises that like it is a cult following thing, but I feel like the cult is among game designers and stuff. Like they really fuck with Oddworld, it seems. I mean, I've only played 1 or 2 of them. I think 2 of them because all of them are different. Like none of them are really the same as some of the other ones. Like there's one where you're the fucking cowboy and shit, and then there's other side scroller ones. So it changes, but
Oddworld is just Oddworld. I hate when people say IP, but it's what it's used as. It's like
the
Warhead.
world, if you will. Yeah.
Universe is the word.
Yeah. Then we got Ghostwire, which, if I'm not mistaken, we heard about this game before, didn't we?
Yeah, last year E3. I had no idea it was gonna be a first-person fucking finger kung fu game.
I was confused. Yeah, well, when they started showing us the stuff until they switched to gameplay, I thought it was gonna be like a third-person like horror thing, and then all of a sudden this motherfucker's shooting people, and
he's not shooting people though. He's like
shooting people with his fingers.
He's like sticking his fingers in a guy's guts, and I don't.
He's like using magic and stuff.
I mean, I do like the idea of like modern day yokai kind of thing and all that, but like the magic hand stuff, I don't know where the thriller part comes in. I mean, if it's just an action game, that's fine. I got no problem with that. But I was looking for like a Shinji Mikami thriller, but it might be. I mean, remember what was the game?
It's too actiony to me personally.
What was the game where you got the gun that you use like a penis, and then you're Hispanic? And
Shadow of the Damned, that amazing game. That game
Shadow of the Damned. Shadow of the Damned is an action game, but it does have like
such an underrated game.
That thrill to it, That was Shinji Mikami, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
Shimaki.
I love Shadow of the Damned. Was so good, dude. That game was awesome.
Ghostwire. I'm just a little thrown off by the first personness of it.
Yeah, I feel like I hated it because they showed me this really cool aesthetic with gigantic moons and horror shit and digital stuff, and then I'm shooting shit the next second with my fingers. Like, I don't know. I wanted more
shooting though.
But I wanted more horror, and I also wanted more. I don't know. Like, I thought it looked really cool. Like Japan and like the way they rendered all the buildings and stuff looked really good. Like, I felt like this. I don't know. There may still be parts of the game that are like horror and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like it looks too actiony. It looks more actiony than I wanted, but I'm still very interested. I probably will play it because it does look fun.
Yeah, I'll probably get it. I like the way that guy thinks.
Yeah, no, I like his games.
And looking at it again, it does look good. It's just when the first time you see him start fucking doing kung fu fingers, and Hero shot, all that stuff. It's kind of cool, but it's also kind of like I'm really confused as to how I'm gonna play this game. But
I also love how the main character looks like the most basic Japanese guy in the world.
You mean like every Japanese guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because most Japanese guys don't look like whatever heroes they put in all these things. These days, I guess they do. But
Yeah.
it looks like
All right.
All
Well, Ghostwire come out 2021. That's the last one that actually had a fucking year attached to it since Stray. So just saying. Oh wait, and that furry game, that one's also coming out 2021. Then we got Jet, I think is what it's called. This trailer was just a lot. I was just very I was overwhelmed. There's a lot going on.
I'm the opposite. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's so much going on. I have no idea what's happening.
No, there's nothing. There's a jet flying through places.
Yeah.
What is this game? This is the sword and what are those guys called?
It seems like Journey, but worse.
What are those guys called?
I don't know. You said sword and something. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. You know.
No, I don't.
You know.
You can't just say words to me and think that I'm going to know what you mean.
The guys who makes a game.
Well, it's not them. But it seems like another like.
It's not them.
I feel like PlayStation is really betting on this indie thing because they're really trying to, Well, they're not betting on. They've always been pretty strong about it, especially since the PS3. So I feel like that's one of these things is because to me it definitely wasn't show off graphic fidelity or anything like that. I mean, so I'm not super interested. I mean, if it comes out and it's got all these rewards and people tell me it's actually good, then I'll play it. But I'm not like not killing myself over it.
I mean, at least there's gameplay. I don't know.
Sort of.
It's by the sword guys. So I can't think of the name.
Godfall. It's called Godfall. This one actually got leaked a couple months ago. This is one of the first PS5 games or games that was going to be on PS5 and Xbox One X that we heard about.
But we heard about this like 2 years ago.
Did we?
Yeah, Godfall. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't agree. I remember first hearing about it like literally like 2 months ago.
No, we got a trailer for this like last year or the year before. We absolutely did at E3 or something. It was at E3.
I'm looking it up. I don't see it, Shavar. I mean,
Yeah, we saw Godfall like.
Okay, December 12th, 2019. So yeah, 6 months ago.
Yeah, at the Sony thing. We saw this before.
Yeah, it looks fun. It's a loot. It's like a loot based from what I've like read about it, it's like a dungeon crawling loot based type thing. Co-op encouraged, all those kind of things, and it looks fun. It looks great. It doesn't look exactly super next gen to me, but it looks fun. I'm down to play.
Did you watch it in 4K?
Yeah, I mean, not yet, because when the conference came out, I didn't have fucking access to the videos, so no, I have not watched it in 4K yet.
It looks pretty alright.
Looks alright. Alright. I'm excited. I mean, it looks good. I'm not really, like I said, not first on my list, like a lot of these things. It's from Gearbox as well, if you know what that means. It's people who made Borderlands, right? Yeah.
And then there's Solar Ash. I'm not,
I'm excited. I think this is. Have you played Hyper Light Drifter?
Yes.
You've played Hyper Light Drifter? Do we have it on PS4?
Okay, don't ask me questions.
Do we have it on PS4? Answer my question. Do we have it on PS4?
Yeah, maybe. How about that?
You haven't played it. So, yeah, it's cool to see that this guy got another game. Seems to be similar art style to Hyper Light Drifter, which if you haven't played it, a lot of people compare it to. A lot of people say it's like 2D Dark Souls. I don't really agree. I feel like that's kind of an unfair assessment, but that is low key what the creator was going for when he made it. But pretty good game. And Solar Ash is his next effort. Seems to be a completely different type of game. We didn't really see too much gameplay. It was just a lot of, it was like a third person section where they ran really fast and then shit turned upside down. That's all that we really got to see. But yeah, no, that one is coming out 2021. So we'll see what that one's about. And I'm pretty sure that one is also not exclusive from what I checked. But yeah. What we got next?
Hitman? You're in the Hitman
Hitman,
after
I
that?
think it's Hitman. Yes, we are at Hitman. So Hitman 3, which is funny because I totally forgot that 2 of these motherfuckers came out in the past 3 or 4 years. Yeah, Hitman 3 is coming out. It's continuing. It's ending the trilogy that they started with Hitman 1 and 2 in the past couple editions of the game.
How do you know it's ending a trilogy?
Because the guy said it in the interview right after the thing. I know that because I watched it. So it is coming out. They showed a little bit of gameplay. I thought they were going to do a whole playthrough of the level, but they saved us that and just did like a little like, here's the 30 different ways you can complete a mission. The whole thing that, you know, every Hitman game is known for. But yeah, no, it looked great in action. Like the gameplay clips they showed looked really awesome. The pre-rendered cutscene looked good, but I mean, it's a pre-rendered cutscene, so what do you expect? But yeah, no, I mean, Hitman, we have the first 1 or 2 of this most recent generation on PS4 because it came free in PlayStation Plus one time. But I've heard good things about the newest one. I heard that they're like solid.
I mean,
like,
the
really
last
solid.
one was like a game service one where they released more and more and more. I mean, Hitman's fun, but it is in that very PC style where it is a certain kind of game that, I don't know, it's very closed off. Every time I play Hitman, I feel like it's closed off. Like I'm supposed to be doing this one thing, and I just do that one thing a whole bunch of different ways. And
Well,
it's like
do you feel
mode.
the same way about Dishonored?
No, because Dishonored is a little different. Dishonored is more traditional, and like you get from A to B, and you can do that with killing everyone or killing no one or sneaking or finding these different things and picking up certain collectibles.
Is that not Hitman 3?
No, Hitman is more like, okay, we're gonna throw you into this situation. Goal is to kill this person, and then you can do that again in a different way, and then you can do that again in a different way to get different points. It's not the same really.
I think it's funny because when you're describing Dishonored, I felt like you were also just describing Hitman.
No,
I mean,
they're not at
okay,
all
well, do you feel the
game.
same about Metal Gear Solid? Because also that's not a fair assessment to say every single mission is about killing somebody. Because yes, majority of the missions in Hitman are about killing somebody. Not all of them are.
The ones that aren't
Collect the
really-
briefcase, go fetch something. And I mean, if you're being honest, that's what a lot of the goals in Dishonored and Metal Gear Solid are too. So
Not really. Metal Gear Solid and Dishonored and all that stuff. Like you're basically saying because you kill people and you finish a level that it's the same thing. It's not
No,
really-
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a closed off area that you only have access to for this one mission, right? Metal Gear Solid 5 is not like that. There are missions you have to play that game and you have to stay within the mission area. But guess
Yeah,
what?
I think it was like that.
There's a point A and there's a point B, and you can take 3 billion different points to point B, right? Dishonored is the same thing. There's one goal. You have one goal. Usually it is to kill somebody, and how you do that is up to you. Or
Yeah,
you
but
don't have
those
to kill
games-
them. You can dispose of them a
games-
different way.
Yeah, but those games have different like levels and depths. They're about traversal. They're about gadgets. They're about all.
Hitman is too.
Hitman-
Anybody listening to this who like Hitman has all those things too.
Hitman's not about traversal. You don't run up walls and go in sewers and zip.
You don't as
zip
fast.
Hours. You don't call in supply robots and that's not what you do. The goal is to kill someone stealthily. That's what you do. And you walk around.
I feel like you're just saying you don't like Hitman. If you don't like
You
Hitman,
throw a
that's
rock
different,
in
but
it. I'm not
the
saying I
points
don't
being-
like
the points being
Hitman.
made
I'm just
aren't there.
saying it is a very limited type of gameplay.
I don't know. I feel like that. I mean, I don't agree. I feel like they're all very similar games. You're plopped into one spot.
Not at all.
You're given a goal. It's up to you.
There's
to
not
when you
even a
finish the
sense
goal
of
and how you finish that goal.
progression in Hitman games.
What was the last Hitman game you played?
The last one that came out.
You played Hitman 2? We have
Yes.
that?
No, I don't think we have it. I played it for like 5 hours.
Okay, so you played the whole thing, right?
I think so. I think I played all.
How did you play the whole thing
out.
if we don't have it?
I have friends, Pico.
Oh,
I
and they
go
let
to
you. So every
home.
hour you were playing it, they reshare played it to you.
No, I
You
go
don't have
to
to
their
talk out
home.
of your ass. Like like, how did you play it? Sure. How did you play it? If you played the entire game, Hitman 2, how did you play it?
Homes. I move to people's homes.
Shavar, the game didn't come out that long ago.
All right, Vika.
So you beat the game, right? And every single mission was the same.
Not every single mission is the same, but like the goal of each mission is essentially the same. The strategy you use is all right. Then every game's the same. Guess what?
I'm just saying, like, there's different reasons to say that you don't. There's different reasons to say that you don't like Hitman, and saying it's too PC gamer, and that it's not, and it's too limited. I just think that's weird.
I didn't say I didn't like Hitman. I just said it's a very limited type of game. You play Hitman 1, 2, 3. You play the old ones. You're playing the same thing. They may add
the same shit about Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, so Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 5, you can take the exact same. You can play them exactly the same.
Yeah, because I guess Hitman 3 in 2021, you can do the same shit you could in Hitman in 2001. Is that what you're saying, Shavar?
Basically.
Oh my god. Just say you don't like the game and move on.
I didn't say I don't like the game. I'm telling you what kind of game it is. When's the last time you played Hitman Expert?
That's because it's a
You're gone.
That's because can you hear me now?
Yep.
That's because it's a genre of a game. You're basically saying it's a stealth game. I don't like it, which doesn't make any sense.
I didn't say it's a stealth game. I didn't like it.
But you have to get sure. You said you can only do the same things in every level, and there's no progression. I could easily say the same thing about every mission in Metal Gear Solid 5.
No, you cannot. Okay,
that's almost why I didn't finish it.
In Metal Gear Solid 5 and Dishonored, what else did you bring up? What other games did you bring up?
Metal Gear Solid 5, Dishonored. What's another stealth game? I'm trying to think. Splinter Cell.
Metal Gear Solid 5, Dishonored, Splinter Cell. First of all, when you play them and you beat levels and you do things that, there's more of a progression of story. It's not.
All right, pause real quick. I want you to say, you just said that there's a progression of story. There's no progression of story in Hitman. Shavar. It's a trilogy it's about a story. There's no progression of the story.
Have you played the games?
Yes.
Okay, tell me how a mission progresses a story in Hitman.
You're rewarded with a cutscene that moves you on to his next part of the story.
But tell me how a mission. We know how cutscenes move you on the next part. Tell me how the mission.
Literally, it has to do with the plot of the game. You have to kill X person because X thing happened beforehand. It's called the structure of a video game. You can facepalm all day. I just think that if you're gonna say that Hitman isn't good or that the franchise is stale,
why do you keep saying
other reasons besides just
Well, I'm telling you the reasons, and your thing is like, no, that's like Dishonored. No, it's not. Dishonored, you fly around, you get magic, you get all these powers, you upgrade your character, you kill different ways. The what you do and how you kill them affects the story. That doesn't happen in Hitman. It doesn't happen.
I could say the same thing except replace magic with gadgets.
No.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You start the game with like a coin and maybe a gun or a wire or something, and you go pick something else up. It's more about a challenge of the level and then doing it a different way and trying to do it this way and trying to unlock all the things like do it this way. It's not about upgrade.
Okay, so you don't like that part of the game where
I'm not saying I don't like that part of the game.
You like getting stronger throughout the game, and that's the form of progression.
I didn't say
okay.
I don't like that part of the game. Right. All I'm saying is it's iterative. It does the same thing over and over.
All right, then we ain't playing Ratchet and Clank no more either. That game is doing the same shit over and over too.
All right.
They also showed us
an opinion.
I just think that if you're gonna have an opinion, make it better form.
Well, if you would hush and listen, because I was trying to explain it to you, and every time I say something, you're like, "But this game."
Okay, then can you just say it? Don't do it, Shavar. This is the podcast. Don't do the lecture thing.
I know it's not a lecture, Biko.
Yes, you're doing it when you go blank, comma, Biko, about the thing that we weren't talking about.
You're telling me about a game you don't even play.
I'm gonna stop until you're ready to move on.
You're telling me about a game you don't even play. You're telling me how fun a game is.
Okay, call me when you're okay. I'm gonna put my earbuds in when you're ready.
No, okay. So you're gonna be a child now. Okay, he's gonna be a child now. Let's move on to the next game. We can do this without him. Astro's
All right,
Playroom.
cool. So then we got Astro. What is this shit?
Jesus Christ.
Right. So then we got. No, dude, you didn't. You skipped. See, you don't even know what's going on. They showed us the PS5 start screen. Which.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Okay.
Wow, it's almost like we have to talk about fucking things that happen at the conference. Don't do that shit. So they showed us the PS5 start screen before they showed us the console at the end of the thing. Looks like they kind of went back to the PS3 thing where it's all the particles and shit floating around the screen. But I thought that was cute. I thought that was a cool little teaser they showed us. I don't think Shirai has any feelings on this because he just decided he was going to skip it. Yeah, but then we also have Astro's Playroom, which is another platformer that's based on the Playroom from was it PS4 that they had with the, what was the camera thing? Was it the PlayStation Eye again? What was it?
Which one?
The PlayStation camera. Was it just the PlayStation camera?
I guess.
On PS4. It was,
Camera.
yeah, PlayStation camera. Right. So they took that avatar and kind of like Sackboy, they're making that a platformer too. So I thought that was cool. But what did you think? Is that anything interesting to you at all?
That already existed with the last one. It's just part 2.
Oh, there was like a platformer thing and everything?
Yeah, and you play party games and you jump around and it's the same characters and everything.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, what else do we have? What the fuck? Yeah. So what's up next?
I don't know. You tell me, man.
I thought you had the list in front of you. What's up?
No, apparently not. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. That Astro's Playroom. No. It's like an actual game this time. Before, the Playroom thing was like a mini game free thing that came with your PlayStation that you could play bullshit on it that nobody really uses. This one is like an actual platformer. So actually is a game. It's not a tech demo that comes with your fucking console like the Playroom was, which is basically what that shit was. And then we got, what else do we get? Little Devil Inside. Didn't really care for that one. It was kind of a cutesy fucking like,
It wasn't
I don't
that.
know. It wasn't that interesting. It looked kind of boring. I didn't really like. It went on for way too long, and then it was like I don't know. I actually got on my phone during this trailer. Like I didn't care about it. I was just
Maybe that's why you didn't get the werewolf hunting and the
yeah, not the werewolf hunt. I hate. The art style turned me off completely. I wasn't into it.
Okay.
Like I'm here to see PS5 game. I'm here to see some little nigga hunting fucking bears and
I think it looks nice, like a Destiny-ish thing set. Like I like how the environment looks real.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
It's artistic as a journey game or something.
Oh,
but,
okay.
The environment looks real, even though the characters don't. Which usually I don't like, but it looks fine.
Yeah, no, it looks alright. It looks cool. I just, one, the gameplay, what they're showing is I can't tell what's actually gameplay and what's not is the only issue. And I don't know. I have the same issue that you have with trailers that don't show you anything. I feel like you show me 300 things and I have no idea what the fuck your game is.
I think it's good if you can't tell the difference in gameplay and cinematic stuff, especially in an artsy game. I mean, you said you got on your phone during the trailer, so I'm sure you can't. I mean,
well, I just watched it again. I didn't. I mean, like I got on my phone in the last like 10 seconds of the trailer. I didn't like get on my phone in the first 5 seconds. I got on my phone when the old man was taking a dump. I was like, all right, I'm bored because I was like, yeah, no, I get it. I don't know. It looks fun. I'm sure it'll be good. It wasn't exclusive though, so it'll be on Xbox as well. Then, huh?
It might just be PC. Who knows?
Yeah. The point is, it's not PlayStation exclusive. Then we got 2K21. We got a preview of that. Zion was there. We saw his sweat dripping off of him and PS5 footage from the alpha and pre-alpha. And yeah, literally nothing else. So they're just letting us know that the game exists. It's still coming out this fall on all the other consoles. before it comes to PS5, but they want to show us that, hey, we can still do sweat because that's all fucking 2K can do. Then we got a new game from the people who made Octodad called Bug Snacks. I still can't really tell exactly what it is. And it had a new Caro Caro Bonito song in it, which I thought was cool. But yeah, what did you think about this? I didn't really understand entirely what it was.
I mean, it's gonna be another one of those weird games, probably with lots of weird controls and, cute thing. I'm not sure what it's gonna be either, but at least those people are still alive making games, so that's something. I don't know if you have to play as a strawberry and become something else. I don't know, but
yeah, there wasn't really too much actual game. I mean, it's them like showing off the quirky. I mean, there was gameplay in it. It's just I can't tell exactly what's going on. Like,
yeah,
like, but you play as the different creatures and stuff. But I'm guessing it's kind of like that. What was that game that came out last year? Everything or whatever. Yeah, like not entirely like that, but it seems kind of like that. But yeah, no, that looked cool. That's coming out this holiday 2020. And then this is the cool part. So this is when they showed off that they are in fact remaking Dark Souls. So Demon Souls. Sorry, they're remaking Demon Souls. Let me find that trailer. Wow, that trailer was hidden like a motherfucker. Yeah, so it's basically just you wouldn't have caught if it was Demon Souls if you're not like, into the soul stuff. Only because, they showed the guy in the classic. What's the knight that helps you in the first 5 minutes of Dark Souls? And then he dies and you have to kill him. He's the one who tosses the key down into your cell.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. Yeah, his armor is like iconic throughout the series. Like when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, no, the trailer opens with the body being flown out like the original Demon Souls does. But it's a lot of the iconic stuff from Demon Souls. Just if you don't know, it was originally a PS3 game that kind of got a cult following and led to Dark Souls and Bloodborne and the rest, and Sekiro and all those games. Originally when it came out, it was a franchise that kind of died, and then From Software and the guy who directs it kind of took it over and made it their own thing. So yeah, I mean, if you like Dark Souls and you ever played Demon Souls, you're going to get to play it soon. It seems to be on PS5 remastered. No word yet if it's also going to be on PlayStation. I mean, it's also going to be on Xbox One X. Did you see anything about that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about it being on Xbox One X because the first one was a PlayStation exclusive. It wasn't on Xbox, which I wouldn't be surprised if this one was also PlayStation exclusive. The guy that they had speak after it came on or before it came on did say that they're excited that they can do this on PS5. So to me, that says that it's probably going to be PS5 exclusive. But I'm excited. I mean, do you think that they're gonna like revamp everything a ton, or do you think they're just gonna like do you think they're gonna change the game, or do you think they're gonna like just update the mechanics to make it modern?
They have to change the game because it's not a lot of why the Demon Souls. I mean, Demon Souls is a good game, but a lot of it for me isn't fun. Like you lose so much control with like the world tendencies. The controls aren't. I mean, if you think Dark Souls is loose controls, Demon Souls is more loose. It's more unforgiving. It's more. I mean, I wouldn't say.
When was the last time you played Demon Souls?
When we got it, I wouldn't say it's like harder than Dark Souls, but
I would say the controls are pretty similar because at first when I picked up the original Dark Souls most recently, that bitch was clunky.
Yeah, but Demon Souls is clunkier.
Really? Because I've been seeing gameplay of both of them kind of side by side, and they look pretty similar to me. And I mean, they didn't come out that much longer after each other.
Is clunkier. You're gonna die running off the fucking sides of stuff more. Like that kind of stuff isn't fun. So I'm sure it's a remake. I'm sure the controls will be better.
And it is exclusive, by the way. It's exclusive.
I'm sure the world tendency will make more sense for however many people are going to play it. I'm sure they'll add more upgrade items because I'm sure they'll add a lot more ways to enjoy the game. I
Right.
just, you know,
Right. No.
I think it
Okay.
could be good.
I'm expecting they'll probably, and I think that they'll probably just well, one, I think this is the first From Software game we'll see on next gen before we get Elden Ring. So
But
I
I mean,
think it's
also
going to be
you
the
have
next
to
step.
realize From Software didn't make this. It's Blue Point, so
Yeah, Blue Point. Yeah. I
they're
know.
gonna
But
do basically what they did with Shadow of the Colossus.
right. So they're gonna remake. I mean, it's gonna be remade. Like they're gonna redo all of it. So I mean, good shit. I mean, I'm excited for it because I've been wanting to play Demon Souls because I haven't played it since I first played it on PlayStation 3, and I didn't want to dig up my PlayStation. Well, not dig up my PlayStation 3, but go get the game from home and then play it. But yeah, no, it looked good. It looked good. I'm glad that they're remaking it. A lot of people were clamoring for that, so I'm glad they finally listened and brought that back. Next up, we also have this game is, speaking of Dishonored, this game looked like Dishonored but actionier, and it's from the same people who made Dishonored. It's called Deathloop. So yeah, Deathloop is about two assassins who are, hell-bent on killing each other. One guy's trying to get out of his whole Deathloop thing. I don't know if it's multiplayer or not. That's the only thing that's confusing me. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because
Looks like
they showed the other assassin being played, so I'm assuming it's single and multiplayer. So no, but this one looked really cool. It looked, like I said, it looks like Dishonored, but with actually good like gunplay and like combat, like hand-to-hand combat that isn't basically the game. Basically, you can be sneaky, but it doesn't discourage you from not being sneaky. And it looks really fun. And they seem to be going like all grindhouse with it and stuff. So I'm excited for it.
if those guys were wearing masks or if they were dolls.
They're wearing masks.
Okay.
Yeah, they're wearing masks. Yeah, so that one looks pretty good. It comes from Bethesda, comes out eventually. Didn't really give us a release date, but it is also going to be on PC. So it's not an exclusive, but it's a timed exclusive. And when that time's up, it's only going to PC. And then we got something else really fucking cool. Well, what did you think about Deathloop? What else did you think about it? Because I thought it looked super Dishonored-ish.
I mean, I think it looked cool. It makes me want to play it. I want to shoot stuff with cool guns. I like shooting stuff.
Good.
I'm a simple man. I like shooting stuff.
All right. Exactly. Cool. And then we also got a look at what kind of leaked a couple days earlier, Resident Evil 8. So it's cool because at the end of the trailer, I called it as Resident Evil only because I could tell by the art style and stuff that it looked a lot like 7. But yeah, no, Resident Evil 8 is going to be on PS5. They revealed it as Village. So it's Resident Evil like Village, but it's Resident Evil 8 Village, however you want to call it. But it seems like it's continuing the story from 7, not necessarily like doing a brand new thing, which is cool because 7 for a lot of people was like the turning around point for the series. And, it brought back like the real horror aspects, but also brought the series to a new place. I mean, it looked really fucking good too. The graphics looked amazing when I was watching it on my TV. But what did you think? Do you like the concept of the first person Resident Evils?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I just don't know. This one looks more supernatural, which is weird for Resident Evil. I mean,
wasn't 7 pretty supernatural though?
Yes and no. It was still a biohazard. It was still, it was just they took that whole zombie thing and the whole thing about like that idea and just took it away from zombies and more into other things and people and stuff, which made it creepy. But Resident Evil is still about bioweapons in a way, right. And this is a lot more. So much of it feels so much more supernatural than it does.
We'll figure out when we play. We'll see if it is actually supernatural. But no, I thought no. I'm looking forward to this. I need to actually play 7. I never played 7, so. No, it doesn't. It seem like it's not open world, but it seems like they're kind of going for with what Evil Within 2 did, where it was kind of open world. Like that seems like what
Yeah,
they're kind of going for.
I
with this
imagine
one.
you just get to go around the village and do what you do in Resident Evil: solve puzzles, get to the next part, solve puzzles, run away. There's probably gonna be some gross guy chasing you, or maybe more because it's a village, right?
Yeah.
And
and there's like a hub. There's probably like a hub world or something and all that stuff like that. Yeah,
it does look very. I mean, besides all the white people, it looks very Resident Evil 4-ish. The village and stuff,
and
but
I think that's exactly what they're going for too. Yeah,
yeah, but too many white. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was all like Spanish people, so
right.
But I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, no, it looks good. I'm excited for it. I'm probably gonna play it, but I need to play 7 first. Chris Redfield was in it too, which is cool. And he did something that none of us will understand until the game comes out. So Pragmata, that's the trailer that's on the screen right now. It's coming 2022. It was a very strange trailer. It didn't show the publisher and stuff, but later on it was revealed it is Capcom that's publishing it. But this is definitely a Kojima game. Like, it's a Kojima game. This is the sequel to Death Stranding. I'm gonna keep saying that until they finally say that that's what this is, because it is. I mean, that's Norman Reedus' voice at the end. So, yeah, no. Otherwise, if this isn't a Death Stranding sequel, even though it's the exact art style that Kojima's been using, then it's just a really fucking weird game. But I'm sure that people who played Death Stranding and beat it can probably tell us more about this, so that we actually understand it. Don't spoil it for us though. But if you beat Death Stranding and you understand this, just let us know, because I want to know if this is. I think I'm onto something. But Shavar said I was crazy because he said.
So now, hold on. Earlier in this podcast, you said this. You were saying this like this was a definite 100% thing. Why am I so stupid for not realizing it? And now you're like, I think I'm on this.
Well, because you made me doubt myself, because I thought it was like blindingly obvious that it was Death Stranding, and then now you're telling me it's not, which I thought like even like the things in that is obviously the sequel to Death Stranding.
I didn't say it's not.
I told you that, and you were like, what?
But is me saying what mean I'm saying it's not?
Yeah, I mean that expresses disbelief. That's what
you need to have more
is.
conviction in your predictions.
Yeah, fuck you. No, when you say what, that means disbelief. Don't act like you know how language works. So
I didn't. I said.
I mean.
Oh my god.
Look, even that lens glare, that's some Kojima shit. Like this is definitely the sequel to Death Stranding. I don't. I mean, like, it'd be cool. I think Capcom may be publishing it, but it's Death Stranding too.
Well, that's what makes it weird to me, because who published the last one? Sony?
No, because it was on. No, it wasn't. It was Sony. Yeah, but this one isn't. I'm pretty sure this one isn't exclusive though. Let me see. I'll check in a second, but yeah, no. Let me see. Pragmata. Yeah, no, Pragmata is not exclusive. I think it's Death Stranding. If it's not Death Stranding, he needs to sue these motherfuckers.
And how do you know it's Kojima? Because I don't see anything that says Kojima.
It looked like his shit.
Oh,
it sounds like Norman Reedus at the end. Like, you can't tell me that's not Norman Reedus.
Okay, all right. So this is all.
All right, okay. Everything's saying it's a new game, but I don't know. I'm not following.
All right. So if you're right, and you'll be the first person to have been right about this. Let's hear Norman Reedus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading people saying that, like,
Where's Norman?
Freedom. Our freedom.
You think that sounds like Norman?
I feel like, I don't know. I've seen all these articles that are like, it's a new lunar adventure from Capcom, and that's all they're saying. And then there are people being like, wow, it looks a lot like Death Stranding. I feel like this is definitely like, I don't know. I don't think if this is a brand new thing, then
I just feel like for me, when I see that girl's horrible hair, I feel like that's the Capcom engine, not the Horizon engine.
I don't know, Chief. I don't know. I just think that if it's not the sequel, then Kojima should sue, because there's so many things in that shit that remind me directly of Death Stranding. The suit, the moon shit, because half of Death Stranding is about the fucking moon, and a bunch of other shit. So yeah, I mean, Kojima, you might have a good lawsuit on your hands. Anyway, next up, we also have the last game of the show, last real game of the show, Hidden Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, which should have been expected from me. I'm surprised I didn't expect it, but yeah, they showed it off. It looks really fucking good. Just like the last time we saw this game for the first time, it's hard to tell what's gameplay and what's not, because the game just looks really fucking good. But a lot of the parts she's riding on the horse robot thing look pretty gameplay-ish. But yeah, no, game looks amazing, and you know, it seems to be continuing the story from the first one, from what, you know, developers and people who watched it said. I don't know. I haven't beat or played the first one. I need to do that for this one comes out. But it's apparently a new area of the game too. It's a different area of that world in Horizon. But yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of PlayStation fanboys being like, well, you're going to put it on PC anyway. But for now, it is exclusive to PlayStation 5. There have been no plans announced to put it on PC as of yet. But yeah, it looks epic. Looks awesome. I'm probably going to play it at some point, but hopefully I beat the first one before I play it.
You have time. It won't be out for a while.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think? I mean, you know, we kind of expected this, right?
It looks like more Horizon. I didn't expect them to show Horizon. Like, I didn't expect them to show God of War or Horizon. I mean, I would, like it, but I think it's a good surprise. I think it's going to get people to buy it. So I think it's a good show. I just don't know if, oh man, this thing keeps stopped recording again.
Are you serious?
I just don't know. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I just haven't played the first one. I don't really have many thoughts on Horizon. Yeah. It looks good.
No, yeah, I mean, a lot of people call it the best game on the PS4. A lot of people, to them, that is the best game. So I'm sure that it's just more the same good things. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be awesome. Then after that, yeah, it will also, I mean, it'll be impressive to see that engine that Horizon first had, where like it renders everything as you look at it or whatever, to make the game look ridiculous. I wonder how much better that'll look on PS5, because I'm sure they'll be able to make that look even more intense. But yeah, no, it looks really good. But after that, they showed us the actual PS5. It's taller than the Xbox. It's thinner though, and they keep showing it to us vertical. And we were wrong. It is white and black. It's not black and white. They didn't show us a black version yet. I'm assuming there's going to be one eventually, but for now, it's white and black. It looks pretty tall. Some people compare it to a fucking router. It's a little fat, in my opinion. I think the bitch is a little big.
Is it taller than the Xbox?
Yeah, somebody showed them side by side with the disk drive. They use the disk drives to compare the height. And yes, it is in fact like an inch or two taller than the Xbox. The Xbox is like squat and fat. Like it's like a squat, like fat, like cube thing. And the PlayStation is taller. It can also sit on its side. And there will also be two versions of it. There's going to be a digital version, which will not have a disk drive, and there will be a non-digital version, which will have the disk drive, which I assume the digital version will cost less. And they also revealed the charge stations for the controllers that are officially branded by PlayStation, as well as another camera for the system, which I assume that means that there will be more VR things or more streaming capabilities. And then they also showed us a remote for all of those things. So, yeah, I mean, what did you think about the reveal of how it actually fucking looked?
I mean, it looks funky. It looks really funky.
You don't like the way it looks?
I didn't say that. I said it looks funky. It looks different.
So if I said you looked funky, you wouldn't take that as an insult?
Well, you're talking about a human.
Okay, so if I said that your shoes look funky, you wouldn't take offense to that?
You're talking about shoes.
If I said your face looked funky, if I said your food looked funky, you wouldn't take an offense to that?
Offense? No, but I would worry about eating the food.
Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, I mean, What I mean, yeah, it looks these consoles look like PCs now. They do.
This doesn't look like a PC.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like a router.
It doesn't look like a router either. Just because
it does. It does look.
The middle part kind of looks like a router, I guess, but like if you turn my PlayStation on its side, it looks like a router. I mean, it's silly.
Are you getting it with or without? Sorry, go ahead.
It looks goofy, but I think it looks fine. I kind of like that they decided to go with something else besides a box. I mean, we've just gotten boxes the past few years. And that's it. They're just a box. Even PlayStation is just a box with slant box. Now we just get this weird looking thing. I mean, I'm more worried about if I'm gonna have it on its side, or on its bottom.
I'm gonna have it on the side. I mean, the discs run better on the side. I mean, we've already found that out. That stand your console up, Xbox, PlayStation doesn't matter. Does not do the disc any favors. But no, I think it's cool that they revealed both versions. You're gonna get the digital or the disc version?
Probably get the disc only because I just if I ever need the option, it'd suck to not have the option. The digital is gonna have to have a whole lot of storage, if they're gonna get that to work. That's what I'm worried about. How much storage are they gonna give you with the digital?
Well, will it need more storage? I mean, don't disc games have the same amount of data on them?
Well, it depends. We don't know. I mean, they might do the thing where they download again.
We do know though, because we've seen from this generation alone that you can buy a disc on game. You can buy a game on disc, put it in your console, and still have it. You can buy a game. Sorry, what were we fucking talking about? Oh my gosh, my brain fucking blank.
We don't know if the PlayStation 5 is going to behave in the same way that the PlayStation 4 does, where when you put a game in with a disc, it just downloads the game from the disc. We don't know that.
Oh, we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know that. I mean, it might. It very well might, but we don't know that's how it works. I mean, it might not work that way.
We'll see. I don't anticipate it working much differently than it has already. I think we're gonna run into a problem early on where the game's gonna be too fucking big, and we've been about to hit that point for a long time. And yeah, no, I just think we're gonna run. I think some of the first headlines we're gonna see when these consoles come out is I can only put 3 games on my fucking PS5.
Well, I don't think that's that much of a problem though. Because how many games can you really play at once?
How many games you got on your PS5 right now?
Probably like 50.
And you want to do that? Why?
Huh?
And you want to do that? Why?
I just do. I don't think about it. But if I need to delete a game, I have 47 fucking games I can go delete right now because I'm not playing them.
Okay, but okay, never mind.
I mean,
you're saying it's not a problem, but how would you feel if you were like, oh, I want to play this game, and then you can't play it because you got to download it because you can only have 4 games on your console at a time?
It's not that big of a problem for a few reasons. A, as long as they give you enough space to hold, I'd say around 10 games, then most people are going to be fine. B, if they build up the network, I mean, there's a lot of ifs, but if they build up a network fast enough, if you've got good internet, you can download a game. I download any game within 30 minutes, right? I mean, if you're streaming, I'm sorry, but you got to spend 30 minutes downloading every fucking game you get. C, people aren't going to run into that situation where they need more than 10 games to play with their friends all the time. I'm not saying it's, of course, better to have more storage and make that a nice thing, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, this generation had too little storage.
Okay, Shavar, I'm just saying.
I mean, these came with 500
I'm just saying,
gigs.
go pull
Red
up.
Dead Redemption is 100 gigs by itself.
I'm just saying, go pull up those old podcasts where you were in here talking shit about the storage on the Switch, and then we can go back to this again, because I just feel like now you're being hypocritical. You can't say, "Oh, it's okay to only have 4 or 5 games on your console." What? You said the Nintendo Switch storage was trash and that it was shitty that the games couldn't fit on there.
How is the Switch's storage done?
What do you mean? How is it done?
How's it managed? How do you manage the storage on a Switch? Do you plug a third outer hard drive into it? Do you plug in SSDs into it? How does it work?
It's a card. It's a card.
It's a card. And these cards hold how much?
Like up to like mine holds 258.
258
256.
gigs. Yeah. Okay. So you got all these cards these cards are also supposed to be used like the reason they're small and they pop out really easy, they're supposed to be portable and you take them everywhere and use them all the time. It's stupid for you to have to go and buy so much memory for this stuff. You get a PlayStation or something, you put 10 games. You get an Xbox, you put 10 games on it. You're not going to be picking it up and taking it everywhere and doing all. You got 10 games, you can play at home. That's it. The Switch having so many options for memory that won't even work. I mean, you're going to have multiple cards. You're going to have to switch them out. It just doesn't make sense. That's what I don't like about it. That's what I don't like about it.
That's like strong cognitive dissonance.
What if you bought a 32 gig? You buy a 32 gig thing that doesn't fit. Now you got to put Zelda on there. Well, now I have to go get this. Now I'm sitting on two different cards doing things.
No, well, one you can't even do that. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how
the system works
at all. You can't have two different memory cards with two different sets of save data on it. That's not how it works.
You can't have two different memory cards with two different games.
No, Shirai, that's not how it works. Your profile's on the memory card. It's on the Switch. Like that. They
even worse.
Okay, so I'm very fucking confused. So you're saying that you don't like that Nintendo won't allow you to have more games on the console because it's portable, but it's okay for Xbox and PlayStation to not do that because they're not portable. So it's okay for me to say, damn, I want to play this game only because it's on Xbox and it's staying there. For me to delete the game and have to wait 4 hours for the next one to download. And don't say that 30-minute shit because that is not true for most people who play PlayStation and Xbox. It does not take them 30 minutes to play a game. You hear people complain all the time about it. Sometimes it takes them a whole fucking day to download a game. So I just think that's like, I feel like you're disproving yourself because then you're like, it's fine to only have 5 or 6 games on your PlayStation or Xbox, the new one. But then you're saying it's not okay to do the same thing on Switch. It's stupid. Like, I feel like that's just weird because no, the whole point of Switch isn't to have 50 games on your console and you can walk around with it. No, so you can do both. You can put it down and you can take it around with you sometimes. Like, it's not supposed to have 3,000. I don't know. I feel like that's just a weird line to draw, especially because the line almost is not even a line. It's like just in the middle of the square. Like, it's not.
The problem with the Switch is the same problem that there is with every other portable gaming thing, and as far as when it comes to memory, is that there are all these little things for you to download, and you get all these cards, and it gets out of hand. It does. And now that I hear that you can't even use multiple cards, that blows my mind. What do you do when you run out of space and you want to buy a bigger card?
You upload your save data and then you delete the game, like you do on PlayStation or Xbox. What the fuck is the difference?
I mean, at least with the Vita, you just pop in a different fucking.
Oh, give me a fucking break! If anybody listening to this, just understand Shavar hates Nintendo or something. I don't get it because
it's not a Nintendo thing, but that is pretty dumb.
And no, you can't just pop another memory card in with the PlayStation because it fucks the whole Vita. The Vita doesn't even really know what's going on anymore because I used to do it and it didn't work.
What are you talking about? I have. What do you mean? I have like a whole fucking case full of memory cards.
I wouldn't know. It's taking you 8 years to beat Persona 4. I don't believe you.
Whatever. You can just pop them in and out. It's super easy for that.
All I'm saying is that if you're gonna punk the Switch for that, I think you should definitely punk the PS5 and Xbox One X.
I talked about the Switch because the managing of the storage is dumb. It's a portable device. It should be managed better than that. I didn't even know.
How would your ideal storage be then? I don't get it. I don't get what you mean because I don't get the difference between you being mad that you can only have 8. Because I have like 20 games on my Switch, so I mean I don't have. This
how much built-in storage does the Switch have?
Like I don't know, like 20 gigs or some stupid shit. Like
okay, how much built-in storage does an Xbox 360 have?
500 gigs. Oh wait, no, Xbox 360 100.
Thank you. All right, that's my point. That was my point with the Switch thing. It's not that you.
So it has more internal storage. Okay, now anybody listening to this is literally just him shitting on Nintendo. I don't get
I'm
it
not
because
shitting on-
now
I'm
you're just like
even
splitting hairs because you don't like the way that they do it. They do
First of
something
all-
bad differently than the other people would do the same thing poorly.
First
I
of
don't
all-
see what.
First of all, I wasn't even talking about the Switch. You brought it up. You brought the Switch up.
Well, because I was
Second of all-
confused with how you were just going to excuse them if you can only have 4 or 5 games on each console. I feel like that's like bullshit.
Second of all, first of all, you brought up Switch. Second of all, what I'm saying is,
This is
with the
3-hour
with the
long
kind of,
podcast.
well, hey,
Well,
with the
hey,
way
nothing.
the games are, you don't really need 10 Red Deads on your console. You don't. You don't.
Okay, I'm not doing. What are you talking about? How many games? Shamar, like I said, you can't do this when you have 100 games on your console. Because you know your console will run better if you didn't have those games on it. Why do you keep them there? Because you want it, right?
There's a guy who bought, I think, like 4,000 boxes of hand sanitizer before the outbreak happened, and he planned to sell them. You hear about that?
Does this have to do with that conversation?
Yeah, it does. It does. It does.
Sure,
it does.
sure. Why not? Yeah, no, I
You heard
didn't hear
about that, right? You didn't hear about the guy who bought it all?
No,
and
I
tried to
didn't.
sell
Just
on
tell me the
Amazon?
story. I just said I didn't.
Well, the guy who bought all that sanitizer tried to sell on Amazon, and people got upset at him because
Hey, by the way, ask mom she
Yeah.
paid the phone bill. My phone ain't working.
Okay, people were upset because he bought too much because he didn't need that many hand sanitizers.
Right.
It's not that different from the game. If you have 50 games, like I do on my PlayStation right now, that's cool. That's fine. It's convenient. You fire them up. But in reality, how many people are switching between 50 games within a month span that are on the hard drive? Not very many. How many are switching between 50 games within 6 month span? Not very many. My point is, having more storage, while convenient, is just that. It's only convenient.
So we should
It's
lose convenience.
No, I'm just saying it's not necessary for them to give us 10 terabytes.
Man, you're a fucking politician, dude. This shit is nuts. Oh my god.
It's not necessary for them to give us 10 terabytes. If they give us a terabyte, I think that'll be fine to hold most of
What?
it.
The game's gonna be like 200 gigs.
We don't
And the
know that
OS
yet.
and the
I mean,
OS is gonna be 100 gigs by itself.
we don't know that yet.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
we don't.
You mean you saw the shit that they were showing us today, and you don't think that shit's gonna be twice the size of Red Dead?
We're probably gonna get games that are gonna be bigger than Red Dead's 100. Well, how big is Red Dead?
120 or
100
130 or something. Yeah,
right? And Witcher is something around the same. It's like 80 something, right?
that's nowhere near. That's nowhere around the same. But yeah, it was almost like double The Witcher.
I don't think it's double The Witcher. Anyway, we'll get there.
I don't
we'll
think.
probably,
Okay, the
we'll
game that
get
came out
there.
5 years before is just as much. Okay.
We'll get there, and we'll get past that. We'll hit 200. Hell, we might even hit 300 gig games. Maybe it might happen. But when they come out, when these stations come out, even the Xbox, we're not gonna hit that. We're not gonna be close to that. We probably won't get there until like a year in, until Rockstar comes out with their next thing, or Cyberpunk comes out with their thing. And at that point, just like in this generation, people can find ways to upgrade. But what I'm saying is,
sure.
there are probably very few people who have the problem of not enough space on their PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones right now, because we have solutions to that. We have external hard drives. If you need it, you can get it.
No, okay. I feel like you did all of that just to go around and say it's okay if they don't improve things. And I mean, I don't feel like we should go back and forth on it because I feel like it's just weird. So
I'm not saying it's okay if they don't improve things, but there are so many more things to improve besides just having more storage on it, because you can solve that on your own. You can literally 2 years after the system comes out, when you hit that cap, when most people hit the cap, because most people don't buy that many games,
Mm-hmm.
you can go buy an external drive.
I mean, like I said, I feel like you're just making more excuses for them to not improve things.
Okay, so they put in a 10 terabyte and then it costs another $200. Is it worth it?
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna make up hypotheticals and make up weird prices for shit, then yeah, sure.
I mean,
I think it'd be
so you think-
absolutely unacceptable for them to have anything below 2 terabytes for the consoles.
you don't think 2 terabytes is gonna run out when you got games at 150 gigs?
I didn't say that, Shavar.
Okay, so how much is? Well, that's what I'm saying.
This podcast is already too long. I'm not. I mean, we've been talking about this.
If you have a problem with the amount of space, get the disc version. How about that?
I mean, and don't say that, guys, and don't believe that, because for all we know, it'd be just like this generation where the discs don't do shit. So don't just take that with a grain of salt.
It'll be cheaper. You can use that money to buy your
Will it be cheaper? You think the disc version will be cheaper?
No, the digital version.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I think that about does it.
All right. You gonna close this out? Or you just gonna say all
I
right?
thought you were gonna close this out. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the newest episode of the Super Chevy Bros podcast. You can catch us on Twitter at Super Chevy Bro. You can catch us on Facebook at Super Chevy Bros. Catch us on YouTube at Super Chevy Bros. Check us out on Twitter. Check the links in the description. Buy some of those things. Give us some kickback. We like money. We'll see you guys next week. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. See ya. All right.
All right, where's the music?
I'll add it at the end.
Oh my God. Okay.